it's only Mbappe, Ronaldo that will play football. Then you remember distinctly every touch they made, every move they
and how it ended.
You watched because of him.
You know if you break ball.
He like besides 49.5.
He's just half a size away from Maguire.
You know be true.
Make you Google.
You know be true.
Make you check.
Lukaku will be like 45.
No. He's he pass.
No, if it be half an inch, then Maguire reason for this thing no be foot size because Lukaku they run. Lukaku get pace.
Maguire
Control.
No. He said Maguire no fit run.
Lukaku
Is that Maguire like size be what? For
50.
No, but in British, UK be what?
Size 15.
15.
That be 49.5.
13.5.
34, that be huge.
That
That
be
be 49. 47.
now 47 and 50, no be 3 size difference.
It's not fucking big.
Boga,
People are like 47.
you were signing the way.
If
We
it's
signed
size
the
it.
way.
If the reason Maguire
You
no
wear
the free
43,
run,
42, so you go feel wear 40.
I don't know if you wear 40.
So it be big difference. Why they do like
but
that?
no, but it's still be
if
big.
the reason Maguire no the free run,
Then coach they talk say Lukaku to his size big.
So
That's
Lukaku
why.
not they run like that.
Lukaku they run.
If he
Lukaku
wait
get
to
pace.
get,
No,
that
he
one
get
not
pace.
the call. Oh,
Lukaku they run.
Oh, they be.
And you forget that season where then do the man you them a pace this thing where he pass everybody where he can't twist it and say no run.
You believe Man United.
No, but it be true. He they run. Lukaku they run.
Come on, tomorrow blood on Benum. Okay.
Shall we start? Are you start already? Go for it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mallam Go podcast. It's us dedicated to the pod. Coach and Achu were here the last time.
So
Guys,
people say they defend
welcome.
Lukaku.
They see.
It wasn't me. Not me. Lukaku said no run. It's not fast. No, you don't run.
Bro, well, the season is about to start. The season starts. Football is back after all international break and after all international competitions in Copa and Euros and all the friendlies. Now we are down to the main business. The Premier League starts with Man United on a Friday night, and then there is also La Liga, which already started. Obviously, La Liga is mostly going to be based on what Real Madrid, Barcelona, to a large extent, Atletico Madrid, maybe Bilbao are going to do. Villarreal as well, keep an eye on them, are going to do this season. So we'll be talking about them. Meanwhile, we saw 2 games that gave us an idea of how 4 teams are going to be looking like this season. Maybe not so much for City, somewhat for Man United. There was also Real Madrid in action in the UEFA Super Cup and against Atalanta. So we'll dig into all of that. But let's start talking about what is to come this season. Boys, season as soon. Time as soon. Time as soon. And what that means is that boys can make money on Betway.
the market is officially open. The market is officially.
Charlie.
There is something we normally say in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing, but it said in different way, mean different thing.
Right.
Be sure. Do you understand that one?
Be sure.
Be sure.
Be sure.
Be bashe.
Be bashe.
Be leshe.
Beleshe.
What is the meaning of the 3?
What's the meaning?
Be sure means time they reach.
Time they reach. Okay, be sure.
Be bashe. Time go reach.
Time go reach.
Be leshe.
Time reach.
Time reach.
Beleshe.
In fact, the first investors for the season,
Yeah.
those who predicted Athletic Bilbao to score in the first half goal, they are cashing out.
They don't want to do cash out.
Because Bilbao scored after
Bilbao
27 minutes.
Yeah.
Oyhan Sunsets scored for them against
They will cash
Celta.
out. They'll cash out quick. Anyway, let's start the conversation from La Liga. Then we'll end up with the Premier League. I think there's plenty to talk about in Premier League. Or where do we start from? You want to start from Premier League?
No, let's start from the best player in the world.
Vinicius Jr.
Killy.
No, he's not the best.
Killy.
He's not the best.
Killy.
We want to talk about starting off with his team.
Killy.
Where Vinicius Jr. plays.
Killy.
Let's start off from there.
Charlie.
Who did you say? is the
No,
best?
Aura.
No, who did you say?
It's not Mbappe.
What makes him the best?
What makes Mbappe the best player in
Yes,
the world?
because he's not going to be the Ballon d'Or
So,
winner this year.
you watch the Super Cup, right?
The goal he
Yes.
scored yesterday.
You watch the Super
I want
Cup.
the Super Cup.
I go plant that ball.
All day.
I go plant that ball all day.
All day.
What all day?
All day.
That ball.
With cheeky ease.
You see the issue
With
is that,
cheeky
Yes.
ease.
you watch the Super Cup.
Oh, yes.
You watch the Super Cup.
I even watched it again.
Yes. The ball all we watch. No?
Yes.
The camera they follow one player. Aura. They follow one player.
Wait, one player they play the ball.
See,
Camera went different from ball playing.
see.
I see
We
something.
don't care if there were 15,000 billion players that were playing. Everybody watching the football. Everybody watching the match.
Mhm.
Everybody who tuned in.
Mhm.
Madrid fans against supporters union. Atalanta fans. We all knew who were watching in that game.
There was a
Killy. Killy.
I was watching Ademola Lookman.
There was a
Oh,
move.
wow. I've told you, you're a very dishonest guy.
The guy can potentially be
You're very
the
dishonest
African best player.
You
So
see,
I have to keep
Who
an
they miss
eye
about
on
that
There
award?
was a
Who they talk
move-
best player award?
There
I
was a
say,
move in the
African
first
best
half.
award.
Vinicius took the ball. He did something. Give it to Mbappe.
He was confused.
Mbappe took on. He wanted to do what before. Then the defender just collected.
Easy.
Look at this man. You better be simple here. You think we are at PSG here? This is Real Madrid. You better behave.
But, okay, before we talk about La Liga,
Actually, he pulled some trick on the edge of the area.
Yeah.
Far, and then he improvised quickly with a nutmeg.
Yeah.
And he's managed to
You see,
keep
you see,
possession.
you see,
It's like,
it's only Mbappe.
See.
It's only Mbappe. That will play ball. It's only Mbappe, Ronaldo. That will play football. Then you remember distinctly every touch they made, every move they
And how it
that-
ended.
You watched because of him, not because of whoever.
I have
You
seen
watched
Messi.
because of him. You've watched. We always see.
I have seen Messi.
We always see Messi. What was Messi's last move at the
I
World
said,
Cup?
I have
Kai,
seen
but you the
Messi.
Kai, Mbappe took the ball here. and he
Messi
did
last
like this,
move at
and
the
he-
World Cup
eh,
was that perfect team goal against France.
It's not true.
That Di Maria goal.
It's not true.
You saw the control in the air and the
Oh, but that
You
thing
see
we
that
do it.
time?
That thing,
no,
Anthony.
bro.
That thing, Anthony. You don't see Anthony last.
oh
season.
my god! You see your life.
Control the ball.
Shall I- let's-
inside the
yeah,
box.
yeah,
Wait.
Let's change the topic.
See. As for
Since
Anthony,
you're let's change the
as
topic.
for Anthony, be careful.
I can show you a video
Because
right
the
now.
last time somebody mentioned Anthony's name,
Sicho.
remember Anasal, there were rumors that Anasal
Sicho.
wanted to sign Anthony.
Yeah.
So Anasal's board meets, they want to sign players, and somebody there says that, oh, Anthony has struggled at United, so they should look at him. The moment he mentioned Anthony's name, they sacked him.
You don't joke.
Oh, bugger.
The guy losing job.
Bugger, you are talking about serious players. You are mentioning Anthony.
They sack the guy.
You are a joke.
So if you can't mention Anthony, then we sack him from the pod. But look, let's look at, we'll talk about La Liga, but let's just spend few minutes. By the way, you guys watching, if not left you out, you're amazing. Thank you for all the comments, but keep them coming. And then keep the notification button on. And of course, follow and subscribe to
Telling
this
them
page.
for subscribe. We can't like
Yeah.
that. But now for day like 50,000,
Yeah.
100,000.
Looking at the views, subscription, you know.
Me,
really
I know
sit
the
up.
Bible.
But
They
just
put
press
and they
it.
watch the thing. The subscription, it not be money.
Yeah.
It be free.
It just be
free.
tap. Just tap the thing.
They go make that.
That be all.
We beg. This one me at the beg. We
See,
at the
the
beg.
thing,
Tap.
if they people that were mind inside, if they hear the inside say, as the thing drop now with that subscription, we like it that we are top of your mind, but the subscription need
It's very
You need
easy.
it. Okay, so you the content they need you, but your subscription they need you.
you need
You
we
know
So
that.
better trade.
give
we
it
beg.
a kick.
Let me
Yeah,
the trade,
Better
yeah.
trade quick.
Swap
Yeah. So let's look at briefly that Super Cup game. Obviously, Madrid were favorites going into it. I think what many people were looking to see was how the new Real Madrid team, especially their front three and the midfield, would look like. What were your takeouts from that game? Starting with you, Danke.
It will work. The first, number one, it will work. That's Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., Mbappe, Bellingham. It will work. Look, real recognize real. And once the profiles fit the positions, it will work. It's just, yesterday we saw a lot of fluidity among the front three, and which is very similar to what we saw last season. Vinicius Jr. wasn't a standing number 9. He would drift off to the left, to the right. Rodrigo was doing the same thing. Yesterday, we saw very similar movement, and it's about the understanding. And then the understanding comes with a bit of time. Once you are playing with each other for a bit, you will get that understanding. And you know when to cover. Vinicius will know when Mbappe wants to drift to the left, so he should come in. Those things will happen. And in fact, yesterday in the second half, it looked like it began to click. And especially after Mbappe scored the goal, it was the body language just changed. It was like something had been lifted off his shoulder. And the rest of the team also started playing with a bit more freedom, but that whole second half was Jude Bellingham. Sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand and then carry you through. But this whole debate about how Real Madrid will fit in Mbappe, I think on evidence of what we saw yesterday, it will work without upsetting the balance of the team. There was proper defensive cover. I think they did really good, considering the players that they are, in terms of putting in their defensive shift up front. The midfield also complemented nicely. Yes, you might say that Atalanta didn't offer the best of opposition teams, but they are a very well coached team and a very well drilled team. They've been with their coach for, I think, since 2016. Yeah,
Forever.
he knows this team in and out, and he's a tactical genius. Again, the key players in Atalanta were not necessarily involved in these international competitions. Yes, some of them picked up injuries, but the team that played yesterday, you can tell that they are very well drilled. They have that understanding. So they would obviously give Real Madrid a very good fight in terms of fitness. So I feel Madrid handled it pretty well. And again, it wasn't a Madrid performance that we've not come to get used to.
They just know how to win.
They know how to win. You by all means get your moments against them. That's how. But when they get there,
They've won 20 finals out of 20. 20 out of the last 22 finals they've played. They've won 20 of them.
That's crazy consistency. Crazy consistency.
Staggering.
But bottom line is, I don't think there should be too many think pieces into this, unless you just want, like Ronaldo. Some people just mention his name because it brings traction. Unless you just want to, you want views for your YouTube, or you want views for your website. But Mbappe at Real Madrid will work. It will work.
Coach, one of the things that many worried about was something Mbappe himself had said. When he was at PSG, he made it almost clear. He made it very clear that he didn't want to play down the middle. I saw his interview post the game against Atalanta. He said, he referred to himself as a striker.
As a striker, yeah.
That is he now accepting that at times, or most of the time, he has to go down the middle. Will that be the solution?
It's part of the solution. You see, it's about the chemistry that they build among themselves. If you are working to a team that knows how to win, you don't take any ego into that dressing room. Because the guys there, they have done something that you haven't done.
Right.
At least at club level. Mm-hmm. So Vinicius himself clearly understands. And again, it's about the manager. It's about a manager that has got proper clout around himself. Now, if Don Carlo walks in, everybody there becomes secondary. He's the boss.
You play wherever he wants you to play.
He said, you don't play, you sit on the bench. It's as simple as that. Some years back, Jose had that around.
Yeah.
Currently, there are only one or two, maybe I'll say Pep Guardiola.
Enzo Maresca.
No, forget about that, man. Don't be doing these things. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Endo who?
Don't do that.
Who did you just mention?
Wait, that is a manager.
What name did you just mention?
Enzo Maresca.
Enzo who?
He said Gallagher can't play in his team, so he has to be shifted. But Chiwo can't play in his team.
But Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, he will feature.
Dewsbury Hall.
Important player.
DK, stop that.
It's okay. Back on Real Madrid.
Don't do that. Dewsbury Hall.
Me now go take the matter cup. Back to Real Madrid.
Why you bring this matter?
So you see, when Carlo Ancelotti brings you on board and he say, I am the boss, this is where you play. But you are given the freedom to be very mobile. You are given the freedom to be very active. It's about building the chemistry with your teammates. And like DK said, when you are stepping out of your main role, you just have to get people aware that I'm not there. So if you are closer there, fill the void.
Yeah.
And when a team plays like that, it makes it very difficult to come up with the tactics that could submerge, that could suppress them. So this Real Madrid team, they are going to do wonderful things together. The issue of Mbappe is a striker, he's not a striker. At the end of the day, it's about putting the ball in the back of the net. Simple. That is all that we are playing for. Because in a game of football, if you don't score goals, you don't win games. You score goals and you don't concede, you win football games. So if Mbappe, through the middle, like we saw yesterday, Bellingham, he was there. If he was out wide, he's not scoring that goal. Yeah. That goal is scored by somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's about what can he bring on board. And like I said, he's walked into a dressing room where he looked at his left, right. He realized that, come on, these guys, they've won everything. Yeah. There's Modric alone will get you to calm down. Will get you to submit yourself to proper instructions. Because Mbappe knows that when he's supposed to be there and he's not there, and Modric picks up the ball and expects him to be, he's not there, and that tends to alter or disrupt the shape of the team, he gets some good bashing.
Yeah.
Whilst at PSG, if it's not there, who dares you? Come on, get up.
Nobody can say anything to you.
Come on, keep quiet. Not even the manager.
Right.
I'm the main man here. Wherever you see me, give it to me.
It's not the same man.
But at Real Madrid, if he's clutching and he's in the way of Vinicius can tell him, no, I'm here now, so you go there. Shift, quick. And he has to. And
no, but he can't talk to him like that. Man.
No, but
when say boss, Charlie, I beg.
Not boss. Shift. This is Real Madrid. Boss, what?
But actually, let me bring you. Then we move on to what their season is going to look like. They play against Mallorca in the opening weekend in La Liga. Obviously, Toni Kroos, I think was premature. I respect the decision. I hate him for it. because I love watching Toni Kroos. He hurt my feelings when he in quotes stupidly announced that he wasn't going to play again. He hurt me so bad, and I'm like, he's so silly that with all that talent of his, he's gonna stop playing. Now, one of the key things many were looking at was how Real Madrid's midfield were gonna cope. So Camavinga is injured, but we saw Tchouaméni, we saw Valverde, and then there was Jude Bellingham. How did that look for you? And does it look like a midfield that can go all the way and win the titles that Real Madrid are noted to win, Champions League, La Liga, and whatever?
I think it's what Ancelotti can do with this team. And the fact that if there is any manager in the world whose adaptability cannot be questioned, should not be questioned, it's Carlo Ancelotti. And for me, he's the answer to every question that you ask, be it about Toni Kroos, be it about Kylian Mbappe and all of that, because he has handled similar situations in the past. Look, if you look at his Milan team back then, 2003, 2004, the year after that, the questions after they brought in Crespo were about how he was going to fit Crespo, Kaká, and Shevchenko, who at that time was about the best centre forward in the world, perhaps after Ronaldo, who was having injuries at that time. But he made it work. Back-to-back Champions League finals, and in a space of 3 years, he produced 2 Champions League titles for Milan. When someone does that, you cannot question them. And you perhaps would have to go back to 2 statements Ancelotti has made, which are about 20 years apart. The first one was about Roberto Baggio, when he said he was offered a chance to sign Baggio for Juventus, I think. And then he said, I cannot accommodate another 2 number 10s in my team. And so he did not sign him. And later Ancelotti says it's the one regret he has in his life, that he didn't take Roberto Baggio. He having that humility to accept that, you know what, this is perhaps something I should not have done. But more importantly, in the way he's taking on teams, in the last 20 years that followed, he has coached teams in a manner that clearly reflects a certain capacity to take players that on his own, he perhaps may not sign them, but once the team gets them, he finds a way to make it work. And the specific answer that he gave to this Kylian Mbappe problem, for me, it's also important because it's the same thinking that you will take into the Toni Kroos thing. Before I answer it, he said, as far as scoring goals are concerned, the length of the attacking space we have to play with is 68 meters. He says that is big enough to accommodate everybody in that space. What is important is that Ancelotti's teams will create the chances. The big players will be involved in the chance creation and in the areas where they can score. The rest is up to the players to apply themselves and then score. So I don't think there are any issues. The problem with the Toni Kroos thing that people have been, I think it's been overplayed. Because even with Toni Kroos, how often did Real Madrid impose themselves on games in the last couple of seasons? Kroos' impact came when the team needed to breathe and needed his skill sets, right? But it was not exactly the case of Manchester City, who were noted for controlling every game. They will starve you of chances. The chances you are going to get from when playing City are going to come from counter breaks and all of that. Real Madrid were not a team of Toni Kroos. They were the sum of all of their parts put together, enhanced by a manager who could make it work and allow each player to thrive in the unique scenarios that he could create for all of them. So for me, if you look at the manager, and as I've established, he's not a coach who is about this player or about his way or the highway. He can find a way to make it work. And here's the thing. Madrid don't have to play the way they were playing under Toni Kroos. It is not going to be the same. They won't even do it because the dynamics further up the pitch are now a bit different. Now there is Rodrigo, who you would have to fit into that attack with the big man who has just arrived from the summer. It is no longer the same equation, right, that they had to play out last summer. And so one of the things that I was not looking at all was how the team coped without Toni Kroos.
Right.
Because for me, it's not something. Here's the thing. I think sometimes we give ourselves far more credit than we deserve, and we take away too much credit from the people who are actually involved in football deserve. If Real Madrid and Ancelotti, and I'm sure if Ghana Premier League clubs do tactical audits, technical postseason audits.
Why do you do this?
I'm just saying.
They don't do it.
But why did you even bring Ghana?
No, I'm not saying that if at this level, because I know of some who do.
You, why are you downplaying Ghana Premier League?
If
No,
at this
I'm
level,
not downplaying. I'm
uh-huh.
saying that the point you are
better-
making.
Yes.
What does it have to do with Ghana?
But
No, I'm
you
saying
didn't
that-
allow him to even land.
Yes,
No.
I'm saying that
The
if
fact that
even
you-
those down here do it,
You better stop that and go straight to the point.
Okay,
Because
let's go
if
straight
I
to
would
the
say
point.
certain things.
What
that-
these boys
Okay.
are doing.
okay. Here's the thing: Real Madrid would have done a review of their campaign last season,
Yeah.
done an audit of what they have now and what they needed to move forward. If in the wisdom of Carlo Ancelotti and Don Franco, Don Perez, sorry,
Yeah, right, you know.
they do not need someone who is similar to Toni Kroos, or it only goes to tell you they don't intend to continue in that manner.
Is that also because there's no other Toni Kroos in the world of football?
Whatever be the case, no, but I think that if Real Madrid want to find a deep line playmaker of a kind, not necessarily,
You don't be playing. You don't be even so way.
I know that-
Some no day again.
I'm just
no.
saying, no, look,
You
Sicho,
dey rich.
if they want
You
any
dey rich,
midfielder, if they wanted
Someday.
something like that,
You dey rich.
they would have gone into the market for something like that. Look, the guys there know what they are doing.
He's a good player.
He is, but
He's a very good player. But you see, the way people blow him out of proportion is a bit
look, for me,
alarming.
it's
Because
simple.
Look, we saw Xavi, we saw Iniesta. They were better than him. Far better than him. Even they
Busquets have left.
No, you see,
Look, for me, it's simple. Madrid are clear where they want to go.
right.
You see, disabuse your mind of this is a different Real Madrid team. They're under no obligation to play the way they did.
no,
not at all.
no,
So this expectation and the idea that they missed Toni Kroos, they are going to miss him. They will miss Ronaldo.
Look.
They miss Raul. They miss all of those players.
Ronaldo left.
yeah.
Marcelo
The team kicked
left.
on.
Marcelo was a huge chunk of Real Madrid's creativity.
and success.
He left. They still survived.
The team kicked on.
Benzema was holding the Ballon d'Or when he left.
Casillas and the Saka.
Casillas said they sack him.
When Marcelo left,
Oga,
look at who they brought to replace Marcelo.
No, but okay. So this
Mendy.
This is what I think.
think.
I think it's not unfair when people are looking at. Obviously, Kroos is a world class midfielder and it's gone. And as you already said, Madrid have a way of, even though they can't replace everybody, moving on.
They move
from
on.
the
Yeah.
Look, they don't
past.
even try to
and
replace
that is exactly what I think this Madrid team will do. And I've seen lots of conversations on social media that there's no Kroos. The same people are saying there was no Kroos, but the same people who are also saying that Kroos is not special. I think he's special, but I think that what is even more special is that the coach they have has shown over the time that he's able to adapt so well. And last season when Bellingham came into the side, the big question is, where was Jude Bellingham going to play? He didn't find a position for him to play. And when Vinicius returned from the injury, the question was, what was going to happen? He didn't make something happen. Now there was Mbappe. The conversation was, Mbappe says he won't play as a number 9. Mbappe starts as a number 9. He plays well. But even more so in the game, it was what Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. were doing that was very fascinating to me. There was a time where, in about 10 minutes spell, Mbappe went wide and Vinicius, in fact, after the first goal, we saw Vinicius making, and Vinicius, coach, I mean, you're a coach, I'm no coach, but Vinicius started making angular runs, right? He started from the outside. That's very similar to the run he made that got the goal from Bayern Munich, where he goes for a start and it runs around the defense.
That's right.
While he's going, Mbappe is somewhere here, but while he's going, Mbappe is going this way.
That's right.
Takes the defender away.
Yes.
So we saw Bellingham play Vinicius through.
and how they
It's one of the-
stretch
and
the defense.
And it happened multiple times. What was lacking was the final ball.
It will come.
And once they find that telepathy, I think they're going to be monstrous. And Kylian scoring on that day was important.
I have
Because
said,
now-
you see, I have said that they look a trial that could easily repeat what we saw of
the BBC.
Neymar, Suarez, and Messi.
Whoa, I missed that team. Anyway, if you're watching this pod right now, I've got this to tell you that Betway is giving you free bets to start the season. So use the code. Use the code. Use the code. Use the code.
The code, no.
Mallam go. Use the code.
Mallam go.
Free bet.
Free bet.
Mallam go.
Use the
Free
code.
bet.
Free Mallam go. And
Free
start
bet.
winning.
Mallam go. Free
Mallam,
bet.
use the, see, let me spell the Mallam go. I know some people, they'll go and use one L somewhere. It is M-A-L-L.
That's the gun.
Go. G-O-A-L. It's together. Use the
If you
code.
are spelling
Mallam
Mallam go.
Yes.
Mallam
go. Right. Now,
Oh, this man.
Anyway, Real Madrid are going to play against.
No, but wait.
Yeah.
Coach lied. He didn't lie, but he misrepresented something.
Why? What
He said this trio, you make him want to remember. There was a better trio
Oh, come on, man.
which was playing in the team that
He
these
didn't
people
say
are
which
playing.
one was better.
So no, I'm not saying that. If you are going to compare, we are comparing a current trio with a previous one that achieved great things, frankly. But there's one that achieved even greater things and are in the same team
But
as the current one.
you're bypassing them.
You're bypassing. What do you mean? It is Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano Ronaldo.
So
The
if
BBC.
there's a front three to emulate, that's
It's
the
the
BBC.
BBC.
Now you think Mbappe them they are looking at Suarez this thing. Let Yamal and
Yamal and Olmo.
when they register
Yamal,
you can go
Olmo,
and do
and
something.
Yamal, Olmo, and Lewandowski. You can add
But
Rafinha.
wait, wait, Omo no.
Their
La
problem.
Liga has started, and Barca have still not registered him.
That is not your problem.
Okay, so now
That's not your problem. They've bought their player. As to
Wait,
what they do, with
Nimli.
you, it's not your
Nimli.
problem.
but
Your biggest summer signing,
It's not your
60
problem.
million euros.
Wouldn't be
You
so
can't
true.
register him.
wait,
Will it be
Barca
Now
are
the competition
playing.
has started.
Barca are playing on the
72 hours from now.
Yeah, they are playing on Sunday.
So will you be surprised if you see
No,
him?
on
70
Sunday.
Mhm.
Have
And
they
no,
closed
they're playing
the
on Saturday, really.
Uh-huh.
And against Valencia at the Mestalla.
But they've not closed the registration.
And we don't know if
opening day defeat.
But
don't know
is
if
it,
Olmo is
wait,
starting.
is this a thing? That
Oh, but it's a thing for Barca.
a bigger summer.
No, actually.
Are you
That
telling
is
me?
what they've been doing.
No,
It's normal.
No, it's not.
Oh, for
See-
Barca, it's
See,
normal.
you are
They've
belittling
not started
Barcelona.
any season without registering their key players. They've struggled in the pre-seasons to register them. But have they started the season without registering?
Yes.
Oh, yes, they have. The Aguero. The season
Aguero,
has started, they are not registered.
Even
No, they registered Aguero before the
Lewandowski,
season started.
No.
Koundé.
You registered them before the season started. They struggled in the
No,
summer.
Wait, say
No.
before they
Before
play their game.
It's different from
Their
saying
problem
before the
I'm
season
saying that
started.
They've not
The
closed
season
their
doesn't
registration.
necessarily start with them.
No, I'm saying that before match day one, or
as
on
of-
match day one,
Uh-huh.
those players were registered. The players that we are mentioning who came, that
No.
came to Barca,
No.
they were yes.
Oh, so wait, so let me give you an example.
Okay,
As of now, La Liga has started.
yes.
It's almost registered.
They've not closed
No.
registration.
No, but
You're introducing a different narrative.
I'm saying that
What the contention here is
has not been
the
registered.
competition has started.
And game week 1 registration is over. You can't register players again.
no, they can register players.
No, not for this game week.
They
for
can't.
the next. No, not for this game week. You can't.
Why can't they register?
Because game week 1 has already started. You can't register a player right now to play on Sunday. You can't. Because
when Man
game
City, when Man City
No.
signed Miracle Laporte, he came today. He played it tomorrow. When did they register him?
Laporte came midweek.
No,
He came in the midweek.
no, he came.
He
the next
played
day he was
midweek.
playing.
He didn't play weekend. It was a midweek game.
Was it
Midweek game is
against-
Tuesday, Wednesday.
against.
You can't come today and come and play today.
Anyway, now so having seen how Madrid played, they play against Mallorca. Let's get the boys to make some money.
Go straight to him.
How should they stake it?
At
Mallorca
at
against-
Bernabeu.
No, away from home.
Oh, still.
Home
Away from
or
home.
away is simple.
In fact, there's less
Oh,
stress
so
away.
see, against
There's less stress
a
away.
team like Mallorca, they don't know what they're about. I'm telling you honestly, they were battling relegation. They are not recovering. And what they don't, they themselves, they know what they don't want.
Was to start with Real Madrid.
Exactly. Because Carlo Ancelotti is very much aware that when you win the league and you go in there as defending champions, you need to start very well. We've seen this Barcelona Cordero Cobor team win the league when they were given any from the slightest advantage.
Yeah.
And it was like when Xavi won the league, Carlo was the one in charge of Real Madrid.
Mm.
So with the team he's got,
He has no excuses.
quickly
He has to
without
start
delay,
well.
that's the sort of start you want. You understand? I hear this season, I think the Atletico is a bit earlier.
Yeah.
So when you win this game and you start winning and you win against the in the El Clasico, it quickly creates a gap and it puts pressure on your closest rival.
Right.
So I expect Real Madrid to go into the game against Mallorca, impose themselves. They just came from winning the Super Cup,
A competitive
a
game.
very
So,
competitive game. They want to get in there, the likes of Rudiger and Cole in midfield.
Clasico is 27th of October. It's a match week 11.
Match
Game
week
week
11.
It's very early.
Yeah, so it's very early in my view.
First game is going to be at the Bernabeu.
There you go. So you want to make sure you start wrapping up the 3 points against teams. Because if you go and drop points against teams like Mallorca,
Puts pressure on you, even though you are good.
that exactly. And
Right.
you don't want that. Especially looking at where Barcelona themselves will be going on day one.
yeah, they'll lose.
But
It's a
okay,
game they
against,
could easily
against
lose.
Valencia at the Mestalla. How is that game going to go? Is it? I think Hansi Flick's preseason has been decent until the Joan Gamper Cup, yeah. And he's coming in against Valencia. He knows very well that he can also be dropping points because Real Madrid are looking for
It will be to be frank, I really feel sorry for Barcelona because the composition of the squad is very talented.
Yeah.
But the players they are young and inexperienced.
And very similar.
And you can't trust them for a full season. That's the issue. So in as much as, yes, there are some really good players in there, you can't really look at this team and say, Charlie, like by December, they'll be either on top or seriously behind Real Madrid, giving them a very competitive push. And that's my issue. Starting a league season away from home, especially on the back of this. Look, the Gamper Cup is something they win every year.
Yeah.
And they win it quite easily. I think the first time in a very long time
one,
that Barcelona have lost. And the manner in which they lost is also really problematic. Because Monaco themselves didn't... Fofana didn't play that game.
No, he wasn't.
He was left out of that game. That's their best player. And Monaco have lost some key figures from the January transfer window up until now. So they themselves are not a team that should go to the Camp Nou.
But that's why Barca invited them.
They could beat. They could beat, but it didn't work. You see? So it's for me, frankly speaking, I think Valencia didn't have the best of seasons last season.
Yeah, they didn't.
But again, a team of their pedigree will also want to start. When Barcelona is coming to town in the state that they are in, you don't want Barca to warm up into the season before you face them. So Valencia themselves will see this as a huge opportunity to quickly get one over Barcelona.
Yeah.
And I think at the Mestalla to be difficult. I will go Barca or draw.
What do you think, Barca or draw? What will be your prediction?
I think this is the sort of game that Barca can get maximum points in. So many distractions that will take the focus away from the manager, but also allows the team to breathe because now the pressure is on the board. I think there was an earlier report today by a certain Capdevia, one of the Spanish journalists, that they will be able to register Olmo in time before the first game is played, which will make him eligible for this weekend's game.
He'll play.
But that sort of confusion and all of this chaos allows, in a sense, the team to breathe because the scrutiny is not on the coach. The scrutiny is not on the players. My only issue with Barcelona this season is what problem does Daniel Olmo solve for them? If it's about rotation, I don't think spending 16 million for an extra body on the books is smart business, especially for a team that is going through austerity. Nobody knows if Inigo Martinez is going to play because he has not been registered as of now and all of that. And the thing with Barca is that they are so economical with the information of who is available and who is not available or who they have been able to register because it's not great information. It's sort of almost disgraceful when you look at it from that angle. My only fear is what Daniel has also explained about who they have to rely on and the fact that there's not enough bodies around. And in the past, they've not really proven that they are capable of doing this. I expect they will get about 15 goals fewer than they did last season because Lewandowski is not the same player anymore.
But almost there.
In terms of actual goal scorers.
He has to be very fit too.
So Olmo perhaps will chip in as many as, or maybe half of what Levy would have given them last season because he's not a striker in there. But if you look at what will be happening in Madrid and what that front three will be giving them, you would have expected that Barca will be able to match it. And that's where maybe they should have channeled their resources towards doing everything possible to get Nico Williams to sign for them. This is the game, I think, for now, what they have in camp should be enough to get them to win by a slim margin. Also, the uncertainty around Mamadashvili, whether you accept the money and move him on or you play hardball and wait, knowing that if you are able to get him to stay for one more year, Liverpool perhaps will be forced to pay more because it is becoming increasingly likely that Alisson Becker does not want to stay. And if he leaves before Liverpool now have to sign, or if we cross even the transfer window and Liverpool now have to sign a goalkeeper, everyone knows that Liverpool don't have a first choice goalkeeper from next season. And so then you are in a stronger bargaining position in terms of what you can demand and what you cannot demand.
Okay.
So those are some of the side issues on Valencia.
Alisson, he wants to go to Saudi, eh?
Of course, that's why we are playing football. As a matter of fact, Adidas has come to sponsor our jersey. So when Anasa we've did tonight.
B pass.
Hey, bugger. Anasa when our jersey did be. Anasa. By the way, my problem with Barca going into this game is their entire midfield is injured apart from Gundogan. I'm wondering who's that. There's no Gavi, there's no Pedri, and there's no De Jong.
Yeah.
And when you look at Gundogan, Pedri, Gavi, De Jong, that is good enough to get Barca to compete, right? If they can sort goal scoring out, they should be competing. But the problem again is availability. Pedri hasn't been injury prone, but he has a horrible injury.
Yeah.
Gavi, I should say, is not being injury prone, but has a horrible injury. De Jong hasn't been fit almost throughout his whole time in Barca.
Omo himself has had
Omo
issues.
himself has had, that's what I'm saying. Omo has to be fit to score goals.
You see,
Ansu Fati, some way. But he's there. He's still there.
you see,
No, but
you see, one thing about Barcelona that we all need to accept is that when there are issues to big players in that team, they don't hesitate in going to the La Masia and introducing these
Fermin
young
Lopez.
Yeah, Fermin just came from the Olympics. He was
and
great.
truth be told, like DK said, the problem with that team is not the lack of talent.
It's
It's the
availability.
is availability
And
then
experience,
in it,
if they can be
lack
consistent with it.
consistent. At least so at the end of the day, they are the team that will not cry over spilled milk, but they will yet still demand from the player, no matter how young or inexperienced he is. We saw them in preseason.
Yeah.
Some of their preseason game was keenly contested.
Very keenly. High tempo,
High
very
tempo,
good game.
intensity, and a good game. So I expect them to move into their very first game of the season. And I expect Dani Olmo to be registered before this thing all goes away.
I think they'll win.
And what Lewandowski, yes, he may not be the same player that he was or that he's been over the years. But when you put him in the midst of young boys, he feels a bit more responsible for the outcome of the games. The boys will do the run. All they need to do is they will create chances.
Find him in the right areas.
They will create the chances. It's about he being in the right position to put them away.
All right, so then there's plenty of business to be done on La Liga as it starts this week. Remember that if you are watching this episode, Betway is giving you free bet to start the season. Use the short code Mallam Go and start winning. Use the short code Mallam Go. Mallam Go.
Free bet.
Mallam Go. Free bet.
quick.
And then start winning. So go there and enjoy. Anyway, so let me see the other games that are happening in La Liga. Let me just run through them quickly and then we jump onto the Premier League. So in La Liga, I've already discussed that Madrid are playing against Mallorca, but there will be Celta Vigo against Girona. That should be a really good game. No, Betis against Girona, a very good game that should be. And then we also have Celta Vigo and Alaves, Las Palmas, Sevilla, Osasuna, Leganes, Valencia, Barcelona, as we said, Real Sociedad, Real Vallecano, Real Valladolid, and Espanyol, Villarreal, and Atletico Madrid.
Just a second. On the Girona
Girona and Betis.
Betis, I want to see what Girona will actually do this season.
If they can repeat
Whether they can
the
repeat
magic from last
the magic
season.
from last.
Tough.
What about Atletico Madrid? Briefly,
They've lost Savio, they've lost their striker.
Don't
There
beg
you
it.
go.
Look,
So obviously they may not be like they were last season. But hey,
they
Atletico
can still
Madrid,
surprise us. Yeah,
They
Atletico
spent-
Madrid.
they spent
Look,
82
for me-
million pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
The team to watch isn't even Atletico. It's Real Sociedad.
It's Sociedad are always a good team,
Yeah.
really good team.
They've always
Look,
been a good team.
But you hang on. I just want to pick on Atletico Madrid will always be in the conversation because
I don't trust
apart
them.
from Real Madrid and Barcelona, they are the
As
first
in
force.
what?
I don't trust
Wait, are you
Atletico.
talking about Atletico to win the league or
Yes.
But you trust Sociedad to win the
Sociedad to
league?
win the league?
No, he didn't say.
So let me
That's
clarify.
what I was asking
So
about
let me
Atletico
clarify.
Madrid.
Yeah.
And then the way you answered
wait,
Sociedad, I was
No,
like,
so let me clarify.
You wait. I was the one talking first. Wait. What is that?
This is bullying.
No, you wait. When your senior is talking, you don't cross him like that. Listen,
you're talking about Atletico Madrid.
I was talking about the
Let's go.
Atletico then. Sociedad. What is
Sociedad
Sociedad?
will win the
Yeah,
league.
so it's about
You get a visa of a shot. I saw you once more.
What is Sociedad?
Okay,
Now listen.
Atletico Madrid.
You see, oh, decay, ne. What your problem, eh?
You
should wait.
When in her,
You see,
the coach said they won't win the league.
you wait. You see,
Now Sociedad no bearing.
I'm not doing
See, that's what you
Sociedad
did.
they want to interact with the
That's why you didn't allow me to clarify.
No,
You-
like,
you let
the
me
way
finish.
you
Let
interrupted-
me finish.
The
They
way
were on the same
interrupted-
target. I was saying
Yeah, I
that
also
Atletico
thought-
Madrid can they be
Win the league.
push?
Okay.
Then I start saying,
We are not
they
looking at
spent
the
eight
Sociedad.
percent.
No, he said
Wait,
Sociedad. So me, I
what
thought
is
you were
that?
saying
No, no,
Sociedad.
no.
And he said the team to watch is not even Atletico.
no,
It's Sociedad. So me, I think I say, Sociedad will win the
No, no, no.
league.
Okay. Can you go after that? Then I'll make that
Okay,
point.
coach.
Okay, so the point I'm making is that the manager is still there. He's still been around.
Always.
At least in recent years, when Real Madrid or Barcelona have failed to win the league, they have popped up
Yeah.
as league winners. So they know how to win the league.
Mhm.
The problem with this Atletico Madrid team is the inconsistency that they've shown over the years. We've all believed that if you look at how long Diego Simeone has stayed on as a coach, he's been there for more than 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
One would have thought that he would have a perfect understanding of the Spanish La Liga, the dynamics of this league, and accept it. All he needs to do is to match whatever Barcelona and Real Madrid will do. Make sure that games between the three of them should be the deciding factor. But he's not done that. Teams that Real Madrid will meet and beat with cheeky ease, they meet those teams and they tend to struggle, they tend to drop points, they tend to lose games or draw. Now, for this season, he's been backed. Because if you ask the people of Atletico to give you 80 what? 82, 81, 2 million
something
pounds to go and buy the not the starter of a striker, but the second striker of a team in England, then it means as a manager, you have a good plan. You have a better way of using that boy to maximize your challenge.
Which player are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Man City boy.
Julian Alvarez.
Exactly.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So Griezmann is still there. He's not the player he once was.
I agree.
We saw him in the Euros completely
Struggle.
non-existent. You look at Atletico themselves. Where is the creativity going to come from? It's about that rigid no. There should be some flexibility. You understand? When it's all so very rigid like that, you are easily predictable.
And in this summer, they brought in Ruben Lenormand. He partnered. He partnered. His Sociedad. He partnered your guy Laporte. Sometime in the at the Euros. They've also brought in Alexander Soloth. Again, he's another option as a striker.
That's right.
And there's Julian Alvarez. They almost signed Conor Gallagher. We understand that deal has fallen through. So he's been back, as you said.
Running all over the
It's
place.
stalling. It's not yet over.
But he's back in England. Will he go back to Spain?
Yeah, he can't be staying there.
The
I'll
problem
tell you
is-
the story of Gallagher.
The problem is, where is the
The girlfriend
creativity?
story.
Where is the creativity actually going to come from?
No, but coach, you see, to be frank, last season, Atletico were not their typical defensive.
Yeah.
He actually opened up, and I think that's where the problem was for me.
It caused them.
Stick to what has worked for you. That is my. No, Atletico Madrid fans are not watching their team to be entertained. They are watching their team
To
to
win.
win.
Just to win. And
And
win the way they win.
They have enjoyed it since.
Yeah.
Diego Simeone, I think he succumbed to the pressure because a lot of people had been talking about the main criticism against him was the fact that he's gathered a lot of attacking talent, wasn't making the best out of them. Last season he expanded, and then he went against them. They were a bit too easy to score, and they didn't have that prolific finisher to put the ball in the back of them when they created the chances because they were creating chances.
Yeah.
Now I think that with Morata leaving, Depay is also gone.
Yeah.
Soloth has come. I don't think he's going to be a starter.
Yeah.
With Julian Alvarez, who has come to Atletico because he's been given guarantees he's going to be the main
And
man.
he says that he's a
But
boy,
you don't.
a boy with Atletico Madrid fan. Oh.
Yeah.
They showed the video of him
yeah.
watching Atletico. Charlie, the guy
No.
be like
And
somewhere.
you see, the fact of the matter is that Alvarez is a really good finisher.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's a very good footballer.
Technically gifted.
Technically gifted. Atletico have the attacking play. You see, Atletico are a very good team. Oh.
Yeah.
Like, they are really good. And people need to understand the work that Diego Simeone
Yeah, the
has
only
done
team
on
that
this
beat
team.
Real Madrid the entire last
Look,
season. Beat them
see,
twice.
No, you see, Atletico
Well,
were
you
never
did
a
not
third
do that
force.
to
No, but
me.
it's not.
No,
about
they still
beating.
beat them. Look,
I'm-
to be frank,
look, you see-
Atletico, they are not traditionally a third
No,
force.
they are not. Valencia and Co. were way
Valencia
ahead
and
of
Co
them.
were there. Real Madrid, Barcelona, consistently. Back in the day, that's when Atletico were. But when Simeone came in, he's managed to sustain this team every year. At least first, second, third, they are there. Top three, they are there consistently. And for me, if you want to push and say he should win the league, I think it's a bit of a stretch. Because
He's
see,
won it before.
Barcelona, he won it in a
It's- you
season
see,
where, you see,
especially
some
now-
of these things, Barcelona and Real Madrid, especially Real Madrid in the past 2-3 years, Barcelona previously, their standard is always above Atletico. You can't look at this Atletico team and compare with the Real Madrid team. Last season, you couldn't do same. The previous season, you couldn't do same.
Right.
Like, there's never a time Atletico has entered a season where they have a better squad than Real Madrid
Or equally as good.
Or equally as good.
But they've managed to win the league.
No, they've
before.
managed to do it. Doesn't mean that it should be a recurring thing.
I'm not
With
saying
the
it
pick
should
of
be
their-
recurring.
with the
What
pick
I'm
of their
saying
golden
is that
generation.
what I'm saying, they also cannot accept that.
No, I don't think Atletico have look, last season, no, not last season, 2 seasons ago, which was the one Madrid won it on the last day, Benzema Debs. They won it on the last. I think Madrid
3
won it by
seasons ago,
yeah,
yeah.
by like 2 points. That season, when you looked at it,
No, last season they won. Real won.
3 seasons
Then
ago.
Barca, so
3
3
seasons,
seasons,
yeah.
3 seasons ago.
look, you could tell that Atletico are giving everything.
Yeah, they left everything.
They
in the
left
season,
everything. It's
yeah.
like what Girona did. You can't tell me that Girona should come and repeat it again. It is extremely difficult. But what they've done smartly, I think they've invested really well in spreading the funds across the team. And they've built a team that is capable of at least finishing in the top 4. Now, that top 4 finish for Atletico guarantees them attacking a Champions League football every season, which
That's a lot
means
of money.
regular stream of income. So I think for their business model, they are doing okay. But as to whether they can challenge Real Madrid, it's
Because they meet Real Madrid and Barcelona in the Super Cup and the Copa del Rey,
They beat
they still
them.
will score them.
they
No, but you see,
always beat them.
the issue isn't about not challenging them.
That is it.
At the beginning of every season, the squad and the quality guides the objectives and your expectations. We know that. If you look at the seasons when Atletico have won the league, they didn't do it because they are the better squad or the better teams. It was because they stayed with these teams and were able to take advantage of the slip-ups as they happened, right? The thing about the current iteration of Atletico has been the fact that apart from the season that you just described, I think about 3 seasons ago, they implode by themselves, right? They are not able to stay with Madrid
And
or
Barcelona.
Barcelona. But right from the beginning, you start seeing signs of these
But
inconsistencies
let
the
me
point
ask you a
where-
quick question.
to the point where even when Madrid have their bad form, Barca have their bad form.
They never take advantage.
It's
No, you see, let me ask a question. Do you think that Atletico, let's use last season as an example, were they closer to Real Madrid than as against they being closer to the chasing pack, the Sociedad, the Athletic Bilbao and go? Because I think Atletico's squad last season was closer to the chasing pack than Real Madrid.
And that
Look,
And
is
it's
where,
almost always
when
like
Atletico
that.
Madrid won
Yeah.
the league.
that is where I have the problem.
When Atletico Madrid won the league, coach, they won the league with 90 points.
Yeah.
Real Madrid and Barcelona finished both on 87 points.
Yeah.
That's right.
Atletico Madrid scored 77 goals and conceded only 26.
That's right.
Barcelona scored 100.
Yeah.
That's right.
Real Madrid scored 104.
That's
That's
right.
Neymar's face.
That is these are the forces Atletico Madrid
Yeah.
would have to beat to win the league.
So,
So
that,
what Danny is saying
that
is,
statistics has told all of us that.
yeah, but again, that season
They
again,
don't need to.
when you look at the squad that Atletico Madrid had, right? I'm not sure they build that squad again. And in fact, that season they had to draw against Barca on the last day.
Before they won. the league.
Godin's header,
last minute.
last minute header to
Before
draw,
they won
not to
the
win, oh,
Yeah.
to draw at the Camp Nou
So-
before they won
Yeah, but you see,
the league.
that was
So-
possible because
So situation-
before
Now,
that
listen to the
final
team-
game,
listen to the team that was playing for Atletico Madrid. Look at the squad.
Mhm.
Felipe Luis. At that time, he was even starting at that time was playing with Marcelo left back.
he was
Brazil.
about the best left back in the world.
Good. There was Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
There's Diogo Godin.
Mhm.
There's Joao Miranda. And there was Spain's right back at the time, even ahead of Carvajal.
Yeah.
One Fran.
Yeah.
There was Koke. There was Thiago, the Portuguese.
Yeah.
There was Gabi
There
in
was
the Capito.
there was
Captain.
Augusto
Ada
as
Tua.
well on the bench.
And then there was Diego Costa and David Villa starting. Now, if you look across this team, it is practically impossible or close to impossible for Atletico Madrid to rebuild this team. It's not that simple. This
see,
team was
it's-
special.
No,
You see-
and
you see,
again,
the
and
point-
again, look,
The point
Situ.
I'm making is
the
that
dynamics for me is that forget about even the outlook of the teams, the strength of the team, or even the squad. All I'm saying is that when you watch their Atletico, the teams they've produced or how they've gone about the results they've picked in the last couple of seasons, there are games where you can clearly tell that this is a game they should not be losing. And that has nothing to do with
No,
the
but see-
disparity
you see,
between
actually, to be
Madrid
frank,
or
those things happen to. They happen to. Look, I think we are saying it because he's a victim of his own success.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I see it. You see, to be frank,
They've punched way above it.
Yeah,
Two
because-
Champions League finals.
because they've done it so often.
You see,
On
when
paper,
you
you
say
expect them to beat certain
to
teams.
go
But
above
to
it,
be,
yeah.
to be frank, when you look at the composition of Atletico Madrid's team, for Diego Simeone to be able to sustain this team throughout the whole season and compete and push Real Madrid up until March, April, for me that is enough success. Because to be frank, the budget that Real Madrid and Barcelona are operating with,
And the share power pool.
Atletico don't have it.
They don't need that.
When you say that,
They do.
the expectation is not
per
that they
their
do that
standard.
every season.
Per their standard, they have enough cash. They make enough money.
compete.
To sustain what they are doing.
No.
Yes, but not to
Are you
compete
trying to
with the
tell
Real
me that
Madrid.
when they won the league, they had enough money?
No, that's what I'm saying, that it was an anomaly. You see,
Look, you see, what I'm saying, I'm the one who brought it. What I'm saying is that they should not.
wait. You say something.
No, you should say so. So listen to me.
Now today, coach has been a bully.
So, why are you doing that? The point I'm making is that. You see, the point I'm making is that they also cannot sit there and say that top four, we are okay.
Coach, let me give you an example.
That's the problem.
What Atletico Madrid is doing for me right now, it is very similar to the last 6-7 years of Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
Arsenal, we all knew they won't challenge for the
They
title.
can't.
But the people who are finishing fifth and sixth can't also challenge Arsenal.
Yes.
So there's a huge gap between the first and the second, as in the top two in Real Madrid and Barcelona and Atletico. And there's also a huge gap between Atletico Madrid in third and the rest. Teams will try and push for that third position. Teams will try. But on a consistent basis, Atletico will be there. But Atletico don't have the finances to compete with Real Madrid in the
How
league.
many times has Diego Simeone won the league?
Twice.
He's won it
Twice, yeah.
In how many years?
Twice in the
10 or
12
11
years
years,
he's been
yeah.
there.
So which
That
means he's capable of winning.
No,
So for me-
that is.
To make this nuanced,
Anyway, let's
I'm
move on from
not
there.
saying that.
You know, in those 2 seasons he won, Real Madrid and Barcelona were poor.
No, but who made them poor?
No. Like, it was very, one-off seasons where
They
Real
were
Madrid
just
and
not
Barcelona...
good enough.
Even the 2014 it wasn't as if Real Madrid and Barca were poor.
No, for Real Madrid and Barcelona to finish on 87 points, that is poor. Check their points haul throughout the last 12 years.
I agree.
And it will show
But
you.
what I'm saying is,
It is 1999. When Real
Yes.
Madrid were finishing second,
Mhm.
Mourinho was finishing second to Pep. It was 90 plus. 90
Yes.
plus, 90 plus, 90 plus.
Yes.
That's the standard. So if Atletico is using 90 points to win a league, it should tell you that
Atletico
the
is
rest of the...
capable of making 90 points.
That 90 points they do, Real Madrid and Barcelona will do more than that. Second place in La Liga, you don't use 87 points. So if you want to win the league, 87 points is not enough.
anyway, let's jump the conversation from La Liga.
Yeah.
So remember that
The
there's
last
free bets
team.
going. No,
Season.
let me move on. Let me
Okay.
move on. Remember that there's free bets for you on Betway. Just use the promo code
Mallam
Go and start winning. Yeah. Now let's get into the English Premier League where there's a lot of juice. That's a huge game to start. It's almost like Premier League keeps giving us, all the good stories, right? Because there's a massive game starting this weekend. I'll save that one. I think is the best for the last. Meanwhile, Man United will kickstart the opening of the Premier League. They are up against Fulham. We saw Man United play a very, very, in my opinion, decent second half football against Man City in the Community Shield. But all of that will count for nothing because the Premier League is a different ball game. It's not neutral grounds. It's home pressure or away pressure. Home teams against away teams and plenty hanging on it. Ten Hag has got some of his key signings coming through, some of them late, but the league still starts. Coach, let me start this one with Achu. Man United against Fulham, Premier League opening weekend. All eyes on Eric Ten Hag and the Red Devils.
Starts with a win.
Okay, now let me ask this. But it didn't matter how they win it. But last season they won against
It
Wolves. And the signs were there.
It will.
Clearly. But will it matter how they win it or they just have to win?
It will. I mean, your question has the answer in itself. That opening game was sort of a forecast of what was to come. And this is the one game where he has to show a clear departure from norm in terms of how he sets up the team. So tomorrow, essentially, after watching that game, we need to get Ten Hag style gist, right? In terms of how he wants this team to
It's
play.
not too early.
No, it's not.
Okay.
This year 3.
This is year 3. It's not.
We are still
But
waiting
his
for
signings
style.
didn't come for
No.
pre-season.
Look,
He still
You
has
see,
to-
Year
Ten Hag,
3. He has
Okay.
signed a whole team plus
Wait.
2.
So let me.
Anthony and Co.
He's not signed a whole
He's
team.
signed a whole team plus 2.
Let's mention them.
Onana,
Mhm.
Masraoui,
Malasia.
Malasia.
No, you see,
Martinez.
wait.
Martinez. I'm not waiting. Delete.
Mazraoui and Delete just came 2 days ago.
But he signed them.
But they are available.
Are they ready?
Okay, so
Could they play?
Manchester Mazzari will be the +2. So
Mhm.
let's start.
Let's
remove the 2.
uh-huh.
Onana,
One.
okay, right back no day.
Malacia.
Malacia,
He's injured.
Lisandro,
Martinez,
Casemiro, Evans, so the back three.
Amrabat.
But it's true,
He had
Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Is Amrabat in the
Casemiro.
Ericsson
Oh, I say he has
He has
signed. He
them.
didn't
Has
say
signed.
he currently has.
We are talking about those he's going to be working with
No,
tomorrow.
no.
It's not. We're not talking about those.
No,
No,
we are talking about his body of work.
I said that.
Every
Amrabat
element.
came on as a road. He's gone. You are counting
We are
him.
talking about his body of work. Everything he has built up until now.
Volkswagen.
Coach.
Where is Volkswagen?
Coach,
Where is
coach,
Volkswagen?
you are an examiner.
Stop that.
You read the question and then you answer the question. You don't assume.
Atu, what was the question?
The question.
No, Chicho, what
Yeah,
was the
changing
question?
the
I just spoke about style. And I said that you can't sign 11 players in your 3rd year and tell me that you are still waiting for the people who are injured for you to show me
don't
style.
include the loan players
But
are
11
signed
players, not all of them
there.
are available for them to work, for him to
I
work
did
with.
Look, what I'm saying is that year 1, year 2, year 3.
We are
In
year
the
3.
third
That's
year,
the fact.
you
signs
sign
off.
a whole team.
And I'm
You
saying
can't
he's
tell
not
me
signed the
that.
whole team.
After how many? 20. This is what? 24 months. You are still not going to. You still don't know the style that you are going to. How can you tell me that? How can you possibly tell me that?
A lot of it's, signings, a lot of them are fair, right? Or even, but he still had preseason with a lot
More of
other
them,
players.
son. That's the
Yeah.
issue.
But actually go on.
Sicho, he has no excuse. And look, Ten Hag doesn't have the same situation as Anslot or even Postecoglou. Ten Hag has 5 months. He has between now till the
To
end
do what?
of the year
To do what?
to secure his job.
How? What will secure his job? Does he have to be on top of the Premier League, or can he play well and still lose?
He has to
What does he have
progress.
to do to secure his
So
job?
let me answer you. Number 1, the football has to improve. Number 2, the problems that we saw last season. You see those 3rd rounds,
Free midfield.
free midfield. The
Falazro.
Teams were farming. There's a huge acres of land in between Man U's midfield and
Can I
defense.
address that?
Teams were farming. You can't
you
address
see,
it.
you see, see the
Why do
unrestricted,
you want to address it? You address
unrestricted,
it.
unguarded penetration United afforded teams last season.
Garden
It
of
can't happen
Eden.
this year.
Bro, 2-3 months, United are looking at replacements. If they even that one, the replacement
He's
is
there.
sitting
Actually,
beside him on
actually,
the bench.
I'm asking you about Man United Fulham. What is that the Hag has done to you
No,
people that
no.
you want to drop?
You see, you are the one who took me here. I was
But
telling
you
you that.
took us here.
No, I said
You said let's.
no. Sicho. So let me answer you how we got here.
Wait,
I said that.
Wait.
You are a very dishonest
What did
person.
I
You see,
do?
I said it at the start.
What did I do?
When Achu said start with a win, that's
Yeah.
what you. That's the first statement
I
you
said.
made. Then you said, "Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What do you want to see? Would the win be enough?
And I said
Or-
we need to see his style
Or style
tomorrow.
will be-" Now the person is asking the question. You see what has Ten Hag done?
No.
Will the win be enough? No. What does that have to do with
No.
Man United and Fulham?
He answered that
Mhm.
that the way you play
And I mentioned
It's
the style.
important.
Yes.
and that he has to solve the. He actually answered it.
That's what we are
He has to
expanding.
solve- He has to solve the problems from last year. I said,
Yes.
"Oh, I agree." Then he's gone on to tell me that 5 months.
No, because this
But it's
matters.
part of the point he's making.
No, look, Sicho,
You
tomorrow.
allow him to talk.
Tomorrow. If I watch Sicho tomorrow. You see the way after the City defeat, nobody's blaming him for that defeat.
Right. Yeah.
Because to a certain extent, the coaching was good. They looked solid in defense. The midfield didn't look porous. They created enough chances at the other end. You can't blame him for the foolishness of Marcus Rashford. When the team is good or when he does the job, everybody will see it. If after 90 minutes tomorrow, and we are still left contemplating what kind of football do Manchester United want to play, it means the team is badly coached.
It's match day one, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Let him.
You have had 2 years. After that 2 years, there should be clarity on. And you see, it's not just about for us who watch the football. When you're building a team, when you're on a project like that, the clarity your team brings on the field affects the decisions you make on the boardroom. So that when you go and tell the board that we need a midfielder, everyone is on the same page about the kind of midfielder you need. Today, when Manchester United say they need a midfielder, there are those who are saying that Ugarte fits the problem. There are those who are saying that, wait for Frankie de Jong. Two completely different sort of midfielders. If you look at the Fofana kid and Berger, are they the same?
No, not to me.
They are not. But because there is no clarity over what the club or what Manchester United even play, you can't tell with certainty who is a good fit for Manchester United's football.
Maybe it's a versatile coach, whoever he brings,
No.
he'll do something.
But you be versatile Pascalo Ancelotti. There is a way to answer that question of style, which is your team plays good football, they get results.
Would they beat Fulham?
It may not be. I think they will.
They'll beat Fulham.
Yes.
So people should go and bet with Mallam go.
Oh,
Mallam goes free tickets.
But
I
I
don't
don't
beat Fulham.
They will beat Fulham. But I don't have the confidence that we won't leave that game asking questions about how United play.
I have the sense that these two have an opinion about Eric Ten Hag and how the team wants to play. So I'll bring you in before Danny comes in. Coach, Man United play against Fulham.
Ten Hag,
You have 2 minutes to maybe rebut
he has
some of the
a
things he said.
clear playing style.
Which is
Unless you are blind.
It's
which
in his
is-
head, though.
Can you educated?
Ten Hag's
when
playing style.
Arteta-
It's in his
when
head, though.
Arteta said it, when Arteta said, unless you are blind, you go blast him. Ten Hag, no. Ten Hag.
Unless you
Ten
are
Hag's
blind.
playing
Open
style.
your eyes,
It is in
coach.
his head,
Open-
though.
coach, open your eyes.
Open your
Yeah.
eyes.
I think
Open
I'm
your
blind.
eyes.
We
You
open
see?
my eyes.
Everybody sitting here, unless you want to be very diabolical, knows that this man, he wants to play a high press, possessive football, proper counter-attacking football in the half of the opponent. He took over this job with Zukui players.
That was 2 years ago.
But
Listen,
but the things coach
I
is describing
sat
are very
here,
contradictory.
You spoke. What? did you
No, he just said he wants to play high pressing football, and then you also said counter-attacking football.
No, but you can in playing high pressing football. When you win the ball high up the pitch, you can counter.
That's transition.
That's transition counter football. You know you all.
But he didn't
Coach,
clarify.
Oh, listen.
After 2 years.
Now,
But why are you shouting?
when Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, after 2 years, he sacked every player he didn't want. True or false?
Yes. And he brought in signings that went.
You don't worry. We'll come to signings. If you don't back your manager enough, this man, when Ralf Rangnick said that this team needed an open heart surgery, everything Rangnick said, Ten Hag said, okay, I've walked in, don't have money. Let me look at them for 1 year. In his first season, 3rd place Carabao Cup. Then he gave a list. Unless you are being diabolical here, you don't want to admit. He
Can I
gave
give a list?
of course, of 13 players minimum that should leave the club. 13 minimum that should go. We couldn't even
Players
sell.
like Dallo, Maguire.
Oh, he didn't mention Dallo. Don't include Dallo. Maguire, Lindelof, Tomini, Freddy, Martial. Name them. They are there for me. Name them. We didn't support them. We said let those players.
But was it realistic that 13 players could leave the
This is not Chelsea.
Chelsea have to look. When Abramovich came, he sold like 20-something. He bought like 20
He
something.
sell like
How many did he sell?
Abramovich didn't sell
How
like
many
20
did he
something.
sell?
How many players did he sell?
How many did he sell?
How many players did he
He
sell?
sold more than
Frank
12.
Lampard and all of them were
He
there.
sold more than 12.
John Terry and
What
they
are you
were
talking?
there.
Nimley's
He
problem
bought
is
more
that
than 12.
Man United
First
has-
season.
First season.
Jose Mourinho, let's count them.
Nimley's problem is that Man United have not become the second Chelsea.
Ferrer, you meant that
Paulo
But
Ferreira.
Ferreira, they bought him. They
Yeah,
didn't
but-
sell him.
I'm
Didn't
not,
sell him.
no, of course, it's like you bringing in 13, telling the other 13 that they should get out.
So Ferreira
Ferreira,
came in.
Ricardo Carvalho,
Drogba,
Uh-huh.
Ruben, Ian Robin,
Robin, Kesman.
Matthias
No, Robin was
Griezmann.
a year or so
Thiago.
later.
No.
No, don't come the first day. Don't disrupt. Your friend is saying, midfielders back.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Robin came with.
I'm
Mourinho's
surprised you
first
don't. You see your diabolic tactics. You
but
can't
I'm
tell
backing
me.
you.
No, but you should admit that.
But that's not
Chelsea
13.
in the
You
first
mentioned
year
5.
sold like 12, bought like 12 players into that team. That Jose Mourinho first team. I forgot it. I
Yeah, but
cannot count.
Abramovich came with
It wasn't 12
millions
players.
of pounds at
Don't
the
go
time.
there.
Yeah, Peter Cech too was part.
Don't
Yes,
go
so
there.
that's
Who
6.
taught him if you come and buy a team, you don't have money. That is
No, in his first year, wasn't those who have bought the team. So I'm
No,
saying,
listen.
you said, no, I'm trying to follow it
Let's not.
in the way you're describing. You said
Let
that.
me not move away. The point I'm making is that
Okay.
if you have players who cannot play in a particular style, you can't force them to play. You don't blame the manager for that. This Maguire, size 50, high line, will be exposed. Don't laugh. You see, when I'm being factual, you're laughing. It is not the best. Now listen, you said the midfield was woto. People were just passing through.
He bought Casemiro.
Oh, Maguire made Casemiro look so bad.
How many games did Maguire even play? He was dropped severally.
Coach is making excuses for his field.
Let me listen.
He's making excuses for his field.
Let me listen to Maguire making Casemiro look bad.
A player who cannot play in the center line.
How many matches did they play together?
He dropped him.
The film, I'm referring to the fewer matches that
What about the ones he didn't play and the team was still exposed?
No. What was the depth of this team? There were so many.
Now you are shifting goalposts.
I'm not shifting.
Initially, I'm talking about Maguire.
I'm trying to explain to you why the coach's style cannot be brought to bear on this crop of players.
I give you 2 minutes to respond to it. Now let's talk about the game.
McTominay, he can't pass the ball. True or false?
Sicho.
We can't
allow this.
No. You made a point. Coach, now you've made your point.
Can McTominay pass the ball better than you? Don't laugh. Answer the question.
Answer the question.
You and McTominay.
Yes.
And they also do your Zuku. Then you are Zuku.
I say you can pass better than
DK, I have seen you play before.
Oh, you can't pass better than
Of course. Look, even when I'm blind, I'll control.
quick.
Control pass.
No, look.
Simple pass. Look. It is now that you cook players proper.
Take me to the Fulham game. Fulham have an interesting.
But Sicho, you're allowing so many things you should be allowing.
But you said so many things are allowed to pass.
But you say plenty
things are allowed to pass.
Wait. I want to clarify.
Can
something.
Tomini pass ball?
No, you want to make an opinion, not clarify.
No,
because
I want him.
say.
I want him to.
Okay.
I have questions.
Uh-huh.
The two of the Zuku players you described as Zuku. Last season they saved Ten Hag's job.
Who are those?
If they supposedly are misfits for
Who are those?
McTominay.
and then Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
As we speak, he's been
Who
sold.
are the other match winners?
He's been sold immediately. Tomini.
So that shows you the confusion in what you are saying.
That is what the coach has.
if they are misfits-
It doesn't mean they are good.
But how can I
Do
save
you have
a
an option?
How
Did
can
you
I
have
save
an
a
option?
project I'm not fit for?
No, but did you have an option? If you don't use them, who will you use? Go and play for that team. Go and play.
It's because his
What are you
own
talking
tactics
about?
failed him.
Okay,
No.
all right. Coach,
Go and play.
coach.
Now his own tactics failed him.
That is what I wear.
His
No,
he failed.
but the truth is,
Can you coach Maguire on movement and pressing? Can you coach?
But he's not a trained coach. He's not.
I'm a coach.
So
I should be asking
You should be asking you.
Me?
You are the one who's trained for it.
I would have sacked him from day one. I'm telling you honestly. I would have said, because when I saw the moment I gave him I'll give him a look from head to toe. This guy, he doesn't have the attribute to play football.
Coach, let's talk about the game. Man United are playing against Fulham. Fulham
It is going to be a very difficult game.
Yeah, it's been very tricky for United in the last.
Last season they came,
Yeah.
they won the 3-0, isn't it?
Yeah,
No,
it wasn't 3-0. Last season was
Fulham. In the league, they won.
Yeah.
No,
Old Trafford.
no,
At Old
not at
Trafford.
Old Trafford.
No. It
United
was
lost to
Bournemouth
Fulham.
that beat United.
No, I think
Last
Fulham-
season,
Yeah.
last season at Old Trafford, they beat United 2-1.
Okay, 2-1.
Yeah, not 3, 2-1.
So-
I knew they beat us back.
Yes.
But United beat them at the Craven
Yes.
Cottage,
That late Bruno Fernandes's goal, I remember.
Solid one.
Even a game that United should have lost.
Yeah.
But Fulham were by far the
You
better
remember,
team.
they scored first, Maguire equalized late in 89th
Then they
minute,
scored
and then
again.
Iwobi,
Iwobi
90 plus 7.
and then they scored.
Counter.
Some lovely sweet goals.
So the problem here is that against such a very difficult team, nobody is hearing whatever they are doing. They are going about their business.
They had a very good preseason.
They had a very
A
solid
lot of their
preseason.
players didn't go on international duties. So they
kept the
resumed
players,
early,
and
trained
then
well.
so they are fit.
Yeah.
They are ready to roll. Tomorrow, I think Ten Hag, if I'm the manager, I'll risk it. I don't think Delete is ready. I don't think Mazwari is ready. But I will
Mazraoui
play
played
them.
a lot of games for
Yeah, I will
Bayern
play them.
in preseason.
I will play. If I'm the manager, I will
Delete
play them.
hasn't played since they played
I
Real
will
Madrid.
play them.
Since
Yeah.
like April.
Yeah, since
I
they
will
played
play-
Real
I will
Madrid, and he
play
was on
him.
the bench
I will
for
play him.
Netherlands.
I will play him.
And if he gets injured,
If he get, he will recover and come back. That is why.
that's your two centre-back signings.
Who should go and play? Evans and Maguire for this team to sit deep.
But there's Martinez.
Martinez alone will be partnered by who? Evans or Maguire, and the team will sit deep. We cannot move forward. For Casemiro to, you see, Casemiro, he's not become bad a player like that.
I thought he also had a very
It's the
good
gap.
preseason.
You see, it's the huge gap
Against City, he
between
played
the
well as well.
attack and the defense.
Every DM
when the
will
team
suffer.
is going, look,
Yeah.
when the
Every
team is
defense,
going
yeah.
forward, and Maguire and Evans and Cole cannot come forward, the team will suffer. We saw in the FA Cup final against Man City when United had Varane and Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, and then Luke Shaw,
Dalot.
Dalot. Even that game, Casemiro didn't play. It was Amrabat. We saw the importance of the team. Because when we sat there, when we had a chance to come forward we came and then we pressed the ball high up the pitch. That is the Ten Hag way of doing things. Pressing the ball in the half of the open for Onana to come and sweep. Onana. You see.
Why we change the key,
everything.
and the I'm looking for the
Onana,
word.
what's Onana?
The whole
The key
pitch
and the
of
pitch.
No, he's a ball
What is
playing.
Onana?
He's a ball playing goalkeeper.
Coach, Onana was my name. Onana. It's not Onana.
You understand? So don't worry. Delete. You see, delete.
Martinez,
Mazzuari,
Yeah.
right back. Martinez,
left centre back.
left centre back. Dalot,
Dalot.
Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo. Rashford should sit on the bench.
Start with
But
Garnacho.
maybe tomorrow, it's two things. Will the coach do Bruno false 9, Mason Mount, or Rashford number 9? The fact of the matter, as for Ahmed and Garnacho, they should start the game. So if Rashford cannot strike, he should sit down. Bruno false 9, Mason Mount right behind. Because we need players who will press the ball.
But sexy is there.
No, Zexi, he will come on.
As for delete, you start, but Sexy shouldn't start.
No, you see, Zexi, Admo will be a pole here. You understand that guy?
I don't understand.
You understand?
I don't understand.
He is going to, when you put him in there from the start, he's not, he's given the responsibility to score. And he's at Old Trafford. The first chance should hit the back of the net. If he's the one and he flops that chance away, pressure.
Yeah.
But
So
if,
let him sit down and experience Old Trafford atmosphere.
Instead,
Steady.
Before
70th minute, 75th
sexy,
minute,
sexy.
then sexy. Go and sexy the people.
Oh, sexy.
You understand? You should go and sexy the people.
Final rounds.
United cannot afford not to win tomorrow.
will they win though?
I think they will.
What will
Win.
be your prediction?
If Delete and Mazzuari start in the back four with Onana as sweeper,
Without them, United is losing.
no, without them, it will be difficult. You see, when you put Maguire alongside Martinez, when Martinez is going forward, he's calling him all the time.
With the greatest respect, it's Fulham, and to think that if a player that has not worn the Man United shirt before doesn't play, Man United will win. For me, it's a big, it's a huge issue.
It is an issue with the players you've got.
Look, the whole issue is coaching.
It's not coaching.
Because it's
Sishu.
Fulham.
Sishu.
So if Man United at
Listen,
Old Trafford
listen.
can't beat Fulham because
Maguire
delete
Sishu.
and Mazzuari didn't start.
Sishu.
Let's say that delete can play every
Sishu.
single game this season.
Why are you saying
You
I've
have
said
coached Manchester United
Delete
for
should
2
play
years.
every single game?
You have coached Manchester United for 2
You've
years.
had your chance.
You
Why
cannot
are you
produce.
misbehaving?
You cannot produce a solid game plan without delays.
But they talk.
Anyway,
Wait.
guys. Okay.
What do you mean?
Now,
wait. What do you mean you
Listen-
cannot
listen
provide
to-
a solid game plan?
Listen
without
to
Delete?
this. Listen
Delete
to
was a player.
Control them.
No, listen to this.
Wait,
No,
hang on.
why is it-
Wait.
Actually, hang on.
I'm not. Listen to me.
Wait, one full
Actually,
answer.
Listen to me.
No,
Listen.
actually, you're not going. No,
Actually,
you're not going to wait. Hang on. You
Bashing. We're bashing.
Coach,
Coach, point I'm
Coach,
making.
you two finished.
No, you took that thing from me.
No,
I
But you were there.
No, I didn't say I was
you
there.
don't
regulate the
You
time.
wait.
I don't want to
But you don't determine when you were there.
Oh, Bessie. Oh,
When you're
Bessie.
senior-
Bessie.
when you're
If you
senior
don't want
brother
to give
is
me
better.
this.
When I got
The bashing, you don't tell the senior to
coach has
bash
been
you.
a bully.
You understand bashing? When you tell the senior brother to bash you, do you understand?
What does it mean?
Now you're asking what I did.
Coach, trim level.
I'm saying don't tell your senior brother to bash you. It's a term that is meant for only the junior.
Okay.
Trim level.
No, no, bash you. 1 minute.
Coach.
Trim level.
Give me 1 minute.
Trim level.
What is that?
It's a word ever that a junior brother can tell a senior brother.
And I'm saying I'm not an ewe man. So bashing.
You see,
Okay,
That's give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute.
if you give him one, you give me two.
No,
but you spoken, sir.
If you give him one, you give me two.
Achu, you talk.
I chose to understand.
No,
that.
Achu, you actually talk.
No, hang on, coach. End of story.
No,
Now
listen.
I come to you, Danny
No,
K.
no, no, no.
Oh, coach.
Don't do that.
Oh, let me
Don't do that.
Oh, why?
Just
Why?
DK,
I'll
please
give
Journalist
my 1 minute of my time to
That
coach.
is
Let
my
him wrap
brother.
up.
Okay,
Achu,
this is
don't
my brother.
interrupt.
Okay.
This
When
is my
he's done, you
this
give
is
me your
my
1
time.
minute.
No. Me, I don't have any minutes.
You have
This man is a married man. You are a married man.
Yes.
I'm a married man.
Yes.
This man is misbehaving here.
You have to bully him. You have
He's
to
been
discipline
eating
him.
onyamianwa all the time. So he doesn't know how to behave. And you have to tell him to keep
Coach,
quiet.
you have
How
1
did
minute.
we get here?
1 minute. The point I'm making is
Yes.
I didn't say without the Leeds United coming in. I said it will be difficult for them
Right.
because of the playing style of the manager.
Mm.
This manager want to come out and press the ball.
Mm.
One thing you cannot do against Fulham. They are a very fixed team. Oh.
Yeah.
So if you invite them onto you,
They can keep the ball well.
they'll kick the ball when they'll punish you.
Right.
And for the fact that it is still Casemiro in that midfield, somebody who to some extent his legs are gone. You need to do this.
Close down the space.
You need to do this to help him boss the game. We saw it in the
That's
community
you
shield.
need to do this now. Those listening on the Spotify. How
No,
would they
you need to
understand?
close.
Uh-huh,
You need
so
to
say it.
press.
I'm guessing
Yeah,
how
please,
they
everybody
say
just
You
it.
understand? You need to do this so that he'll boss the game. We saw it last week in the community shield.
Yeah.
When the team got compact and pushed him forward. Look at where he was giving Ahmad that pass.
Yeah.
Should he be there giving that pass?
No,
Then
the
it-
Ahmad, you know the Rashford ball that Rashford couldn't kill into
Yes!
Falconer? It was still
It was Casemiro.
Yeah.
It is because we were
The team did
doing
this.
You understand? So do that.
No, they beat me
That
pass.
with Maguire.
Forget. Don't even describe
With
it.
Maguire.
Yeah.
With Maguire and Evans.
The team
can
can
you
do
do
this.
this? With Maguire, Evans,
The
can
team
you
can
do
do
this?
this.
That is the point. Oh, Charlie.
Daddy, I won't give you my line 10. I beg you. Let's go to Arsenal. You have always looked at Arsenal's track.
You are always misbehaving. When I'm talking to you, you are crying. I don't know what sort of life is this. A video and hear myself. When Maguire, I
Get him
told him,
tissues,
you
why
see,
not?
the day I told him that Maguire had the size of 50. I tweeted that video recently.
Yeah, sorry.
He started laughing and crying. What is this?
He's doing it again.
And you are doing the same
He's doing
thing.
Get him some tissues. Why?
Look, you have been following Arsenal for a very long time, and you've seen what Mikel Arteta has done. They start their season this weekend. They are at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Many people, though, when you monitor social media commentary, many people are tipping Arsenal that this could just be the year. Going into the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, what marker do they need to lay to really make a statement?
Look, last season obviously didn't end the way they wanted it to. Yes, they were able to beat Everton, but I'm talking about the league title. We were all hoping for. When I say we, myself and the Arsenal faithful, we were hoping for
I also
Man
supported them.
City. Oh yeah, Man City to drop points, but that didn't happen. But you see, over the past 3 years, I feel like this Arsenal team has grown a lot. And they've grown not just in terms of their squad ability, individual players, and them adding quality on quality players season in, season out. In mentality too, they've grown. They are now entering seasons expecting to challenge and possibly win the Premier League title. And it takes a lot of work for you to get there.
Yeah.
When you actually believe that you can challenge and you can win the Premier League title. And the results over the past years, I think it has primed this Arsenal team for this season. When you look across their team, it's very difficult to find weaknesses. Perhaps the only spot where they have weaknesses is the number 9. But even in terms of that, the Arsenal attack is producing
They've got
goals.
goals from many places.
They were second, tops, just second or third. I think I don't
Yeah.
know if Liverpool scored more than them, but they were up there. If anything, the numbers were really close last season in terms of the goals that they scored. And if anything, the last 3
So
seasons.
last season, City scored 5 more goals than them, but they
Than
were the
them.
second
They were
highest.
second
goals.
highest
Liverpool
goals.
scored 86. Arsenal scored 91.
Exactly. So second in terms of goals, 91 goals all season is a really huge mark.
Yeah.
and Man City have shown us in recent years that myth of a team needing a number 9 or somebody to give them a chunk of goals to win the title, it doesn't necessarily.
Even Pep Guardiola City,
Arteta City. Yeah.
Yes.
So they've shown us that once the attack can score, once you have goals in the attack, you don't necessarily need one person scoring 20, 25 goals for you to win. So I think that even in that, you can argue it out. And I think that this Arsenal team is scattered with quality. They have a lot of quality all around.
But the thing is, again, I just wanted to chip in there, sorry, but Arsenal would know they need to be near perfect. Because in the last 2 seasons that they've not won it, they've not lost it by much.
Yeah.
So they know they need to be near perfect. Do they have a team that is capable of mentally, physically, everything going through that hole? Because to beat City, you need that.
Look, you do. In terms of their mental ability, I think they are up there. I think that last 2 seasons has been the slight differences in quality between the guys who usually start and the guys who are on the bench.
Right.
So 2 seasons ago, when they lost Partey for that period, they struggled to replace him. Jorginho came in January. He needed time to warm up into the season. By that time, they were losing out. Then the Saliba injury happened. Holding coming in wasn't the same standard. And then it crumbled. Last season also, in attack, when Saka's goals were drying out, Martinelli also got that injury. Trossard coming in now had to fill in number 9 because Havertz himself wasn't firing at a point. Then he started firing. It was a bit scattered. Even up until the last 2-3 months of the season, Odegaard's influence in the team in terms of creativity and goals also sort of dwindled. But this time around, when you look at the squad, the last season also, Arsenal were missing Gabriel Jesus for a very long time. In fact, he came at the tail end of the season, and up until at that point, he needed to slowly warm himself back into the season, which was a problem. So they didn't when Havertz was struggling or when Saka was struggling, they couldn't replace them because there was nobody. This time around, they have guys. So you look on the bench, and then there's Saka, obviously, there's Martinelli, there's Trossard, there's Havertz, there's Gabriel Jesus. They are starting with 5 attackers who are all fit. And when you have options like that fit all throughout, it's easier for you to manage game time. So you are not stuck with a fixed 11 who have to play all the time. This is the first time Arsenal are starting a season. Last season, it didn't happen like that. This time, Rice is fit, Partey is fit, Jorginho is fit. So that number 6, number 8 role, they can shuffle, they can play around with whatever they want. In terms of defense, I think Arsenal have the best defense in the Premier League this season. Both they are starting and then they are sub. So Tomiyasu can start at right back. You can have Kivio at left back. You can have Calafiori and Timber. And this is a league-winning centre back, a back four. This is a back four that can win the league for you. Ramsdale, I don't know if he goes or if he leaves. But in terms of quality, they are quality options.
Yeah.
And again, they are very dynamic players that can fit whatever tactical framework that you want to try or you want to do in-game. So all these things, Man City have shown, and Liverpool over the time have shown us that you need to have certain elements if you want to push it the long haul and eventually win the title. And I think Arsenal have reached that stage where they are, for me, they will win. Last season, I was convinced. This one, I am more than convinced
that they'll win the league.
Look, for that Wolves game, I think Arsenal are going to start with style. Traditionally, look, Arsenal I think the past 2-3 seasons, they are usually their first game at Emirates. It's always a beautiful game to watch.
Yeah.
They will play. I remember they beat Leicester City, was it 4-1 or 4-2 2 seasons ago? Last season or so, they scattered somebody. I think it was 5-0. They won their opening game. So Wolves themselves have lost a lot of quality over the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, that's the thing about Wolves.
That's what saddens me. They've not been able to properly replace those guys. So in as much as Wolves they have good potential in their team, the players they have in there are not ready as it stands from game week 1 to challenge a team
Arsenal.
like Arsenal. And I think where Arsenal are in terms of their fitness and their readiness for the season was showcased in the Emirates Cup. There 2 games against Lyon and then Leverkusen. Those were games where they showed their class. I think Arsenal will win this game quite easily. Personally, I have Odegaard, I have Ben White, and I have Havertz in my FPL team.
Talking about FPL though, check out the link
Quick.
in this on this pod.
Quick.
The link to our FPL is there. Join the Mallam Go FPL and let's play it.
Quick.
All the boys are on it, so let's have fun with it.
Atu will talk, but he doesn't want to enter the FPL. But
I'll be there.
You better be.
Oh, I'll be there.
You better
I'll be there.
But I think it's a straightforward Arsenal win. I'm looking at 2 fixtures that should produce heavy one-sided victories. This fixture is one, and then the Liverpool Ipswich one is another.
All right, now let's talk about the. Anybody want to start a bit on the Arsenal? Do we? Or let's talk about the Liverpool.
For me, if
which one are you talking about?
Arteta doesn't win the league, they have to sack him.
But,
why?
but Ten Hag, you shouldn't sack him if he doesn't.
Is Ten Hag is now being given the chance to build his team.
Arteta too is now.
Arteta has built this team over 2 years. Can you mention one player that Arteta came to meet in Arsenal?
Saka, Martinelli.
Arteta is in his 5th year. Is that even a comparison?
Saka, Martinelli.
Because they are good enough.
But he came to me. He said I should mention
Who
one
else?
player.
Who else?
He came to me, Saka, Martinelli.
Mention at least 3.
Was Ben White not there?
He bought
He bought Ben White. He came to meet Smith Rowe, and then this season now is gone.
He's gone. He's not played in 2 seasons.
But after
Played
that
at
fifth
He
Atletico.
came to meet Reece Nelson.
Olenoko. Come on here, door.
Wait, you ask me a specific question.
Their point I'm
You
making
to
is
mention
this.
players that Ten Hag came to meet in this current team, that he's used, that are firm, that are part of his team.
Every player only bought. Who is staying in the team?
But he also bought Anthony, he bought Mount.
He didn't ask you about
Those are his team.
He asked you
I see.
about Ten
Those are
Hag.
his players.
And what are they doing?
Mhm.
Hoyland,
Zuku players.
Anthony.
Oh, I mean, how do you call it? Social players, Zuku players.
But
You
what
got
about his
him
own
there.
players?
That is why he's coaching them.
Anthony,
He's playing.
Hoyland.
So the quality of the
He's
coaching
playing
is what we are
Mount.
Mason
seeing in the
Mount, you
players.
see, when you people have been very diabolical,
Ah,
it hurts.
how is it not
Player is
diabolic?
bought, he gets injured. He plays only like 5 games. Then you are judging them.
I'm not judging. I'm mentioning the players he signed. Last season we saw Amrabat. He barely used the.
He's a lone player. He's gone. So you
No,
don't-
I'm saying last
he's
season.
a lone player. He's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
How do you?
I
How
don't
do you
even want.
develop?
I don't
on
want
that?
us to even bring.
The point I'm making is that
Yes. If Arteta doesn't win the league,
Arteta has bottled the league twice. True or false?
False.
it's true. It's true. He's bottled it.
He's bottled it
He's
twice.
not bottled it.
I think last
He's
season
not
was even
bottled
clear,
it.
especially the game against Aston Villa where he tried to play Kai Havertz.
That's not bottling the league.
What was his bottling?
If he had not lost that game,
bottling? If that one is
Is
not,
he-
what's his bottling?
Then everybody who reached the top of the league and didn't win a bottle.
No, when you're in a winning position
look, he took
and then you
4
lose
from
a
City.
game that you should win
Listen. He took 4 points for City. From City. He took 4 from United.
yes,
He took
United
6
is not
from
part.
Chelsea.
he
United
took
is
4
not
from
part.
Liverpool.
United is not
crossed
part.
6.
United is not part.
He
Chelsea
took
is not
6
part.
from
No
United.
problem.
Aston
But he
Villa
took-
finished 4th that last season.
Yes,
Aston Villa was somebody finished second,
Okay.
somebody finished 4th.
His
He
direct
dropped points against
competitors. His direct competitors.
Aston Villa was a
He
direct
took 4.
competitor.
He and Aston
Aston
Villa.
Willa beat Arsenal home and away. They were direct competitor last
That's
season.
why he
Don't
bottled
bring
it.
Man U
That
back.
That
is
is
You were
why
not
he
for the league.
bottled it.
That's not bottling.
Arsenal
Villa
Villa
were
were
not
direct
competing for the league.
competitors.
They were not direct competitors. They were a team in good form, but they were not
He
competitive.
took 4 points from
competition
Liverpool
was
and Man
between-
City.
Why were you adding Chelsea and Man U when he was
I know-
talking?
I know. No, he
They
didn't
are
add
the
them.
You said Man. He said
Chelsea.
Man U. You still said
And you
Chelsea.
corrected that, and I didn't mention
And don't
Chelsea.
add them.
The
There are no
point I'm
problems.
making,
You take
you
them
know,
out. But he bottled it, especially in that
Sicho.
game against Villa.
You
Sicho,
didn't bottle it.
the point that to every Arsenal fan watching me, if you think Arteta didn't bottle the league, oh, you will continue to suffer. Me, I supported Arsenal last season for them to win the
And
league.
it
You did
disappointed
not.
you.
You were
And they
supporting
disappoint-
Liverpool.
No, what I'm saying is that I said Liverpool, Arsenal could win apart from City. So if I supported Liverpool, I didn't want City to win. At a point in time, I said, Arsenal, go and win it. Arteta slept on the job.
It's your fault.
This
You
is his
shouldn't
team.
have supported Arsenal.
He has built this team. This team, in my view, has got proper resilience. They are now experienced, good players. The team, in my view, I believe to win the league. So if they fail to win it, sack the man. Now let's go to the next stop.
Now, let's talk about Liverpool, though. Arne Slot has had no player coming into the club in the summer, even though it looks like Jurgen Klopp's team that he had built over the time was good enough, was a machine. But I'm sure every manager would want his own kind of player, somebody you want to bring in. Arne Slot has none of that. He starts the season against Ipswich.
If you look at their right back position, they have 2 players there.
yeah, Conor
Left
Bradley.
back, 3,
yeah.
2 players
But
there.
they don't have any DM that the
Come,
manager
come.
likes.
That is where the problem is,
Just the DM position.
in my view.
right.
If he's going to buy, is he going to buy a player in midfield? Soboslai, McAllister, they can't buy.
But if the coach needs a
So
DM.
that's what I'm saying. That is where he needs to buy a player.
yeah.
Unfortunately for them, the one they were so
Zubimendi.
much in love with
Zoops.
snobs them.
But that thing be painful. They say
It's
the
very
guy says he
painful.
likes the way the
Mountains.
mountain view is
Yes.
at the society.
You
can't
You can't leave the mountain view.
When a girl
for-
doesn't like you, it's the kind of thing they say
And
to
you see, it was so painful
It's
because
like when you are talking to a lady and she
knowing
says,
Liverpool,
I have to go and close the fridge.
you see, it was so painful because knowing Liverpool, they would have spoken to the boy and he would have given them his word.
What is
before
it with
the-
Liverpool that Lavia, Casado, all of them read?
I'm happy they didn't buy Lavia and
Chouameni.
You're having a problem.
Those
How
are
about
some
Chouameni?
I don't think Chouameni necessarily rejected Liverpool.
Yeah,
It was a matter of Madrid
saying
paying
that
the club and like he didn't
they
reject
went
Liverpool.
in there and then took
And
the
then,
player.
yes. But
So,
the Lavia and
up
Casado
front-
own the clear.
Up front, they don't need to
No,
buy any
you see,
player
the
up front.
difference was that
We shouldn't go
for
into that
Chouameni,
matter.
from very early, it was clear who the player's choice
That
was.
is it.
That's
So-
what I'm
so
saying.
you
Like,
didn't
it's not like he rejected.
But it was the same rejection. No,
no, I don't think so.
it was the same.
If I'm
and
the
the
player
difference-
and I'm
the
saying,
difference
boy,
is
you
that-
came looking
you see,
for
the
me and I
difference
turned
is
you
that
down.
for
Yeah.
this one, it got close.
Liverpool didn't agree a deal with Chouameni's club. They
Yes.
didn't reach there.
But
But the Lavia,
because-
the Lavia and the Caicedo issue, the
hang
Liverpool
on a-
agreed a
hang
deal
on
with
a
the
minute.
club, and the
Hang on
player
a
said,
minute.
"Man, go."
hang on a minute. We are talking about cases of players rejecting Liverpool.
Yes.
In Chouameni's case, there was a rejection, except that it was communicated early. Liverpool backed out. They knew the boy didn't want you. So Madrid came in, did their business away. Already,
So the point I'm
interests
making is
aligned.
that in the case of Liverpool, they still have a solid team. They need a DM according to what Slot says he wants.
Yeah.
But that, in my view, is something they are still working. They still haven't identified the sort of DM the man wants.
Is there a lack of quality DMs in the market? I think every team that needs a DM is struggling to bring somebody.
But
in.
Endo is
No,
there. But
It
Esthetich is
depends.
there.
You see,
Yeah, I don't think the manager is a big fan of.
look,
a big fan of
I
the
still
Endo.
believe Endo can do a job.
Mm.
If he can get whoever he wants, fine. But he cannot use that as an excuse.
Why?
One player excuse.
But Maguire is an excuse for you.
No, I didn't say Axel Maguire, Lindelof, Evans, Omunyomasa.
But Lindelof, Maguire will not
They
play.
don't play
You said
together.
if the Ligt doesn't play in that position,
I'm
Man
sorry.
United
Why do you guys
can't.
keep
Man
bringing
United
up
can't
that?
do what?
They can do.
No,
I
you
said
should be
it to
fair
the-
to the Liverpool fans. You
Listen,
can't
oh.
on one hand say that
You
Man
see, you have been
United
scolding
without
me.
one player
I said
can't do this.
The coach
But
needs to-
Liverpool.
Have you ever seen Maguire pressing high up the pitch before? Have you
So
seen
why
that before?
can't Endo? Why is it that if Endo plays, Liverpool can use that as an excuse?
Why should they use that as an excuse?
They need Endo to do like this. He can't do it.
But
He
you,
can
coach,
pass.
but do you know why? I think I see why Arne Slot is not a big fan of Endo.
I understand.
And when they played in preseason, the way Liverpool, the Arne Slot's Liverpool team is attacking, it's got a slight resemblance with what Roberto De Zerbi's Brighton were doing. They bypass the midfield. They bring the ball back to midfield. They need a very good pass off the
Midfield
ball
attack, midfield
to send
attack.
the ball.
That's what I'm.
That's not Endo's game.
Endo doesn't
But-
do
So
that.
he uses McAllister.
But
He
Esthetich can do that.
I don't know if he
The point
trusts
I'm
him,
making
you
is
know.
McAllister can.
He's saying he needs a DM. If they can get him one, so but look, they have a solid team.
I think so.
They have a solid team
I think
to
so.
challenge for the title.
Yes.
Straight away.
yeah.
Like,
Huh?
Slots walks in and challenges.
The team settled.
The team have been built for him. Oh, it's not Ten Hag coming in to come and be useless. No,
But
the
he
person-
competed.
he
He
competed.
bottled it.
He bottled it till like 10 games to the head of the season.
Uh-huh.
You meet this Man United.
Why are you people giving Slot unnecessary pressure?
Charlie,
Ah.
the person who brings the team I don't think they compete, Papa. He bottled it till like 10 games to the end of the season.
So who are they playing? They are playing against
Against
Ipswich.
Ipswich.
McKenna.
Which is a
McKenna.
tricky. Is it a tricky game called McKenna's team in
At Anfield.
championship?
No, away. From
Away. McKenna's team in the championship played some fascinating football, but we learned quickly
Look,
that when Burnley
they've
did the
not-
same thing, they came
they've
to the
not-
Premier League, quality wasn't the
They've
same.
never played against any opposition like Liverpool.
That's true.
I expect Liverpool to go there and beat them good. Good.
Guys, let me bring you. Let me put in a quick quiz. None of you expect this. What is the name of the home ground of Ipswich?
I have no idea.
When was the last time Ipswich played in the Premier League?
You fool. And they ask the question.
No. I'm asking you because
How am I going to know?
every Premier League ground
Grounds.
from 2003.
You can remember, yeah.
If Ipswich no play, I don't know.
It's been a long time. All right, so for the season, Ipswich's home ground is Portman Road Stadium.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
So Liverpool are going to Portman Road Stadium.
Portsmouth Road.
Yeah. I didn't even know. I had to look it
I
up.
know
Like when
this.
coach is it Anfield, I'm like, Ipswich stuff.
The thing you don't even
So-
need to memorize it because
As
next
the
year by
season
this
go,
time
you go-
they'll be out.
Memorize
Okay,
it.
but Ipswich came with who? They came back with
Leicester.
okay, we know
Leicester
Leicester.
and
We know Leicester.
Inside
Leicester's home ground. What's the name? Kempa Stadium. Is it still Kempa? Is it still being sponsored by Kempa?
Yes, Kempa.
It's still Kempa. Okay. I know it was sold to the it's still Kempa. And then they came, so it was
Stadium of Light.
Ipswich, Southampton, Stadium of Light. So
Once you
Southampton
play
is
in
St.
Premier League,
Mary's.
I know.
St.
Once you
Mary's.
play Premier League.
St. Mary's.
Yeah,
Sunderland,
Stadium of Light
Sunderland.
is Sunderland.
Sunderland.
yeah, St. Mary's. So the new stadium that Premier League teams will be visiting is the Portman Road Stadium. Okay. So is it a Liverpool win?
But-
Briefly, let me go to the biggest game because I know we spent some time there.
Yeah.
Is it a Liverpool win for you briefly?
I think it's a win. But the idea of the manager has to win the titles and all of I stated my
I
disagreement.
asked you a question.
Yes, there was something I wanted to say, so I'm adding
You
it.
see, you can't address every single matter of, you can't address every single conversation.
You yourself, you said
When
it.
you sit here, you
The
talk.
man who built that team, he could not compete.
So
with
you
it.
can only say you agree with me because on the same page,
So-
then we move. You didn't catch me.
Nah.
Okay, no, yeah. Over to you.
I don't agree.
Okay.
See, even Liverpool's most successful periods in the Premier League under Klopp were with a certain template. You had goal scoring responsibility evenly distributed across each phase of the season. The other day, you were explaining between Salah and Mane who bossed or took up that responsibility for which half of the season. If you look at what happened to Klopp, and this is the same thing that people are saying Slot should be able to compete with. From February till the end of the season, dashing man Darwin Núñez, he did not score a goal in the league. You add that to
That's
the
wild.
you add that to the inconsistencies
But he
of
gave energy.
Diaz.
And then the injury problems of Jota.
Look,
And Salah's declined in the second half of the season.
Normal.
he needs something more before you get to the. As far as I'm concerned, if Slot makes the top four, and I think he will, makes the quarters of the Champions League,
That's a good start.
that's a good start. Because how is it that even for Jurgen Klopp, we were all agreeing, and in fact, Liverpool themselves agreed and went out to fix that problem, except that Endo, no, it far small, but it is not the kind of far that will take you into the Premier League title race. Even for Jurgen Klopp, it was not enough. But we are saying that for someone like Slot, Klopp had about 6 or 7 years knowledge of that, 7-year knowledge of that team under his belt. Still, it was not enough for him. But for Slot, it is enough for him to compete.
I agree.
But for Slot without sufficient attacking power,
yeah,
it is enough for him to
and
compete.
the midfielder. And
Sufficient. There's Diaz, there's Jota,
The
there's
Diaz
Salah,
that-
there's Gapo, there's Núñez.
Diaz, who went to
are they
sleep after
reliable
February.
goal scorers? Are they reliable goal scorers?
That's the point.
You know the potential they've got, but they are never really, apart from Mohamed Salah, none of them is a very reliable goal scorer.
Let me ask
Diogo
you. Let me
Jota
ask you.
could be that.
Let me ask you a
But
quick question.
he's not even
The Arsenal that we say will win the league.
Yeah.
The Arsenal that we say will win the
Who
league.
says? You says.
The
You say.
No, you say most people say.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
say
Most
we.
people, yeah.
The Arsenal that people are tipping to,
Who is
like,
their
and
renowned
myself.
goal scorer?
Who is their renowned goal scorer?
It's the reason why
Do
people are
they look
calling
like-
for them to buy a centre forward.
But
Okay, in Man City,
Yeah.
aside Haaland,
Yes.
who is a guaranteed goal scorer?
It's Pep Guardiola. None of them is Pep Guardiola. That's the difference. So make you not use Pep in
Everybody, you get excuse for the
No,
person.
no,
you
it's a
see,
fact.
you see the mistake
It's
we're
a- how
making.
many
You
clubs
are
have won the league
taking
without a
narratives.
striker?
You are
How
taking
many teams
narratives.
in the history
Okay.
of this game
How many
have won leagues without a striker?
seasons? How many seasons at Liverpool?
Eh,
Did they have Salah? Obviously, was always top goal scorer.
yeah.
Did Mane have 15 plus league goals in there? How many?
It
seasons?
didn't need to be
It
15
didn't
plus.
have to be 15.
Just
How
when
many?
the team
It
needed,
didn't have
he
to be
was
15.
How
there.
many?
I think 2-3 seasons.
No, I'm saying so. If it's not 15, it's how many?
But how
12
many
goals?
seasons did
Oh,
did
8, 7,
Mallam-
9,
Mallam
You are
18,
take?
telling me
12.
Jota and Diaz
Ticho.
and Darwin Núñez can't chip in 12, 15 goals.
We've not seen them do it. Have we seen them do it in the Premier League? They've not done that. No, they've
No, but
not done
Ticho,
it. See,
how many seasons
You
did
don't
Mane play?
see. You don't go in the wilderness for 30 years for somebody to use 9 years.
can
to
Amad
put you
Diallo,
back
can
there.
Amad Diallo
Then
score
you-
12 goals a season?
That's why we are not going for title.
Because you've not seen him. You see, he's
We are
not
not
done
going
it.
for title.
You
I
see,
agree.
You've all changed the topic. Are they beating Ipswich tomorrow or on Sunday?
Oh,
Everyone
everybody-
said that.
everybody said
So
so.
let's move on to the big game.
Thank you very much, host.
You know, Vio.
What you want to do?
No,
more
I
work,
support you.
can-
That one I support
you.
you. I support you. But I didn't. He was dragging you. But what you say is a fact.
But now to the big and final conversation. Anyway, so please drop all your comments on what we are discussing, and I hope you're having fun with it. Remember that there's free bet on Betway.
Betway.
Use the promo code MALAMGO.
Free bet.
Free bet,
Yeah.
quick. And then also down the link, check it out. The FPL link is there. Join our fantasy.
Join
Premier
fast
League.
too. Then don't
And
come
then-
and do. Oh, I didn't
I
join.
didn't
When
join.
you
I
lose
didn't
at the end of the
join.
season, then you come and say, I didn't join. Game week one."
Join
fast.
Join from game week 1.
We know them.
Yes, join from game week 1.
Coach has used that excuse before.
Okay, now let's talk about that one, shall we? It's at the
Yeah.
bridge. Enzo Maresca.
And Enzo Fernandez.
Now, I love what Chelsea are doing. They are absolutely, completely altering everything football. Why they laugh?
But who said that?
Why
And
they
they-
cover your face?
I yawn. Where are they cover my face?
This is the podcast be boring, so you do
No, I tire.
So you won't make you close.
No, I don't make
That is a wrap. Right. Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
Chelsea are completely altering the entire football outlook of the team to suit the inexperienced newbie in the job. It's a fascinating thing because there are no middle grounds. It can be a big hit or it can be a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, or fortunately for him, he starts the season against the defending champions, Man City. They had a preseason game with them. Well, it all counts for nothing. This is serious business now. It's at a bridge. The pitch is better. The fans will be backing them. Let me start off this conversation off with you, Coach. City, look, a lot of their big boys are back, but they didn't have good preseason. They've had very little rest. Chelsea very much also had some of their big boys travel out, came back early for preseason, but Cole Palmer just got in and started training. Look, Coach, it's the biggest game of the weekend. It is the game that everybody's looking to see. How is it going to be played out when City
I
take
am
on Chelsea?
praying it becomes very competitive.
Why?
One team don't know how to defend. One team is accustomed to creating chances and scoring them. So if the other one cannot defend well, there'll be problem.
Let's put names to the parable.
We watched Chelsea throughout their preseason game.
Yeah.
They couldn't defend.
Mm.
That is a huge issue. And when you find yourself playing against Manchester City, one thing that you cannot compromise on is the quality of defending. Very tight, compact. You see? Compact defending. What my biggest problem is with the Chelsea team is their way of defending.
Mm.
At least under Enzo Maresca. If you go back to last season, you could clearly see that Mauricio Pochettino knew how to play against Man City.
Yeah.
That's why every game.
So
they
two very
played in,
entertaining games against City.
two
Was
very
brilliant.
4-4,
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Even in the FA Cup that Man City knocked out
Yeah, it
Chelsea.
was a very
Chelsea should have won that game.
semi-final. Yeah.
Gallagher.
Yes,
Yeah.
Chelsea should have won that game.
And then Cook and Jackson.
Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Now,
Jackson sound.
On the issue of Enzo Maresca, when the coach says that I am still struggling to get the Mauricio Pochettino's way out of my team and then plant my own, and the season is this quick, then there are serious issues. In my view, they need to sit and play on the counter.
You spoke about Chelsea's problem at the defense. Chelsea have got, at least at centre backs, they've got Fofana, they've got Badiashile, they've got Tosin, they've got
Disasi.
Disasi's injured, so he's not going to be ready for the game. But these are the three centre backs that
Yes.
potential are. Which
You
two?
say what, Fofana?
There's Fofana, there is Badiashile,
Badiashile.
and there is Tosin.
Tosin, the new boy.
And
from
the new
Fulham.
boy from Fulham. And of course, no, not Chilwell. Cowell. Levi Cowell has been more or less
The
used
left
like a left back. But now that Cucurella is back, he can also then be trusted as a centre back. Which two of this four, if it's going to go with a back four
I think I'll
or a
go
back
with
three, which defense makes sense? With
Rhys
what's
James,
available?
of course, will play at right back.
He's injured. So Gusto.
But how did you not know that he's injured?
Why
No,
not
his
be
default
automatic?
position is injury.
Oh, Charlie.
So you ask,
So,
is he fit
Mala-
before you say?
Malagusto plays at right back.
Yeah.
I think as centre back, I will go with Fofana and then the
Badiashile?
English boy. No. But actually, there is
Wait, Tosin.
no. The left footed back.
Cowell.
Cowell, Levi
I think
Cowell.
the two of them would do a steady job. And then, of course, Cucurella at left back. It will come down to what is going to happen in midfield. I don't know whether Rodri, Foden, and the other guys are ready.
I don't think so.
I saw a bit of Kevin De Bruyne
Yeah, in the community
in
shield.
the competition.
minutes.
Bernardo Silva came. Maybe they've had 1 week of intense training just to
Yeah.
prepare them for today's game. But they've been there before. They've done it before. Now, in that midfield, I think Enzo, Caicedo,
Mm.
it should be Gallagher but they're looking to sell him.
So Lavia, I think Lavia had a very, very good preseason.
Lavia plays, and then
Why don't
he plays. And then going forward, Chelsea will have to be clinical. This is not a game that you create chances and you fail to take them.
Yeah.
Because Man City will look at that Chelsea backline. So these guys are very inexperienced. This guy, when put under serious pressure, you can even draw the mistake out of them, and then you go and punish them. We saw it in the preseason game. They gifted them three goals in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I am concerned. I am worried. It's at the bridge. If you look at what Chelsea did to Man City last season, the 4-4 at the bridge, I think they should go back and try and mimic that offensive play and then reduce.
You should mimic the thing that the coach is struggling to get out of them.
Because at the end of the day, I've not seen him do anything himself. You don't know how they are going to play. But for Pep, we know, get on the ball and tease them. Pass them into submission. Get them to submit. And then you go and punish them. It's at the bridge. I really don't want City to have a good start. I don't want it.
Would they win though?
From the way Chelsea are playing, I think Man City will win.
We've spoken about, actually, I'll come to you. We've spoken about the fact that we've not seen Rodri since the eras. We've not seen Phil Foden. We saw a cameo for Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Is this the right time? At least for Maresca, he said, apart from Cole Palmer and Neto, who they just signed, he said almost everybody is complete midfield available to train with for at least 2-3 weeks now. Is it the best possible time to play against Chelsea, against Liverpool, City, when they've not had a lot of their top stars coming back early?
No. Because what are Chelsea's best combination? And under what tactical context?
Oh, Maresca.
You see, who are they've signed a lot of players. Who of that 1 million players they have signed is an upgrade on the players from last season? For which reason are we going to say that they will go in?
Tosin is better than Badiashile.
But if the coach wants to play the way he wants to play, Tosin becomes a liability because he doesn't have the pace in the space.
Who does he even partner? So I mentioned two things.
Yeah.
Who is the upgrade on who? And then what are they fixed for?
Hall upgrade on
Dewsbury Hall. Is this a player's name? Dewsbury Hall.
He didn't put ball.
Chippy.
But that guy, they like how they ball. Like.
So look, it looks like Chelsea. It looks like Chelsea are signing players for other reasons than football, right? And you see, what Chelsea are doing is not strange. They've done it before under Abramovich. Remember, every year they will send a truckload of players to Vitesse and Porto
Marco
and
Marin,
all of that. But the difference
Mason
is that
Mount.
they, at the end of those signings, you will see a strong competitive core that Chelsea still has. And from that transfer window, strong signings that are either an improvement on what they had for the first team or were replacements or someone who just come in to give them competition. There was that clarity of what this team wanted to do.
This is different.
The now and the players that were signed for the future. Of the 1 million players Chelsea have signed this summer, Neto is about the one guy I can say, player for player, he walks into that team. But even with Neto, there's an asterisk because of his fitness issues. Right? So nobody knows how this Chelsea team is going to play. And this isn't one of those scenarios where you can say, because they have strong personalities, they have goal scorers, they have really good players, they can work something or that becomes an advantage. The fact that they are sort of an unknown quantity, you don't know what to expect.
But actually, City has slow status in the Premier League. And we mentioned about the fact that the big boys have not returned early.
If you want to talk about
when that
history,
counts.
If you want to talk about history and the fact that City has low status, then Chelsea there. Because in the last couple of seasons, they don't start the Premier League well. 2 seasons ago, they won 1. In fact, they won 2 out of their opening 5.
Yeah.
That was last season. 2 seasons before, they won 1 out of their opening 5. And then they bounced back, won 3 of their last 4 matches. And then they went through another rotten run after September. They never recovered. That was the Brighton game. After losing Brighton to Brighton by 4-1 under Graham Potter. They never recovered. So, look, history, current form, nothing favors Chelsea.
Would they win? Would they,
I don't think
what is the likely result?
The one
City gonna
City will win. If there is another guarantee, it is Ellen Haaland scoring for City.
Charlie, use Mallam go as the short code to go and stake that bet.
Look,
Anytime goal scorer.
he's about the only at least centre forward in Europe who was rested this summer.
Would you captain Ellen Haaland going into the weekend?
Who should I captain?
What about Mohamed Salah against Ipswich?
Vice captain.
Okay, go on.
Tomorrow, Sunday. Oh, 2 goals.
Right. Okay. Now, let me come to you. I feel like this season is going to be a massive, huge one for Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo. They came with a lot of money, a lot of expectations. Caicedo didn't crack it.
Two of them, the two cost over 200 million.
Yeah, a lot of money. Caicedo didn't crack it in his first season. The excuses was his first season. The club is unstable. Enzo didn't crack it in his 1.5 years at the club. This is his going into his second full season. They need to cook. They need to start showing why Chelsea backed them with that amount of cash. Can they do it under Enzo Maresca after watching them in preseason?
What kind of question are you asking?
The guy is fool. I'm asking you if the two of them going to be playing.
But what kind of question is that?
Why? Coach.
But you wait. Did you watch the preseason?
I saw the preseason.
And the question you're asking me.
No, I saw the preseason. I saw how Enzo Maresca wanted to play. My question to you is,
can they do it? Did it look like did they do it when you saw them?
You're mad. They host the show.
But what kind of question you asking?
Up and down. We like host the show.
No,
answer the question.
you're trying to put me in a very tough spot. No, to be frank.
Projectus players.
No, see. Look, just like last season, when I look at this Chelsea first team, not the wings and the leaves and the branches. When I look at the
Angelos and the Kendrick Pies and
not those people.
Yeah.
When I look at the first team,
not the players,
not the
but you're looking at the teammates. Player.
You fool.
But wait, before you continue. So of the 7 keepers they've signed, who is the number 1 now?
Sanchez and Jorgensen.
Sanchez
and Jorgensen.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Right now, Kepa is like number 10.
Ariza Bala.
He's what?
Ariza Bala is number 10.
Like 10 chance go
They have 7 keepers. Charlie.
Fire.
Okay, I'll talk about before I tell you the Gallagher story.
Yes,
because
please.
It's really on my heart.
It's touching, yeah.
So, when I look at this Chelsea first team, and I said it last season, I don't see why they are trying to complicate issues, because it's a really talented squad. I think what they needed was experience, at least in the core. But this season too, we are not seeing them strengthen in that regard. If this Osimhen thing happens, I think it completely changes the dynamics.
Changes something. Yeah.
If this Osimhen deal happens, because last season Chelsea were creating chances.
A lot.
It's obviously it's not Pochettino who is coaching the team. But if you add Pedro Neto out wide, assuming that he's way better than Madueke, who is in that position. Palmer, who will be playing in behind the striker, who has goals in him, as we've seen last season. He's really creative. You have Caicedo and Enzo, who I feel in the late part of last season, in fact, it was when Enzo left, when Enzo got injured.
Yeah.
Caicedo started getting into his game.
Yeah.
But to be frank, the Enzo I've seen in preseason has looked decent. He has not looked like 120 million pounds, which I also think is a problem, because sometimes we know who the player is, yet when they put a price tag attached to the player, then now we're expecting some elite world-class level. But Enzo is Enzo. So for me, I'm not putting too much pressure on him. The thing is, Chelsea fans just need to understand the player that they bought. Don't look at the price tag. Look at what he did before and what he can offer. Don't allow him to be him. If that happens, and I'm not talking about this Manchester City game, but if Enzo Maresca doesn't try to overcomplicate things, I think Chelsea could have a decent season. But there is hope, and then there's reality. There are certain managers we know. Enzo Maresca is extremely stubborn when it comes to his philosophy and his thinking. Leicester City last season, look, oh yeah, he will play the way he wants to play.
Mm.
Like that is him.
Mm.
He's one of those managers that don't compromise. A typical modern day manager, like Company last season, where he saw that his players didn't have the quality to, but yes, still he will insist. He's that sort of manager. So because of the reality on the ground, that's why I think that Chelsea will struggle. But
Right.
even in spite of the struggle, I think Osimhen, I don't see them finishing in the top 6. But if Osimhen comes in, I think Chelsea will battle for 6th or 7th place. That's why I think that they will battle for. But it really needs to happen because another full season with Jackson, Nicholas Jackson, and Gui, they are the other guy, no, Magui. That's
That Barcelona
boy, no.
Why they mention the name?
How did they mention him?
Magui,
Gui. G-U-I.
Eh, be Gui.
Gui.
G-U-I-U.
Gui.
They've got Nkunku who can still play down the middle. They've got
No, you see, and I'm always, I sometimes I need Chelsea fans too. Anytime they say, oh, when this person can, when all these players come together, somebody is going to sit down.
Yeah.
If Jackson is sitting down and Nkunku is playing up top, Nkunku is not your
typical number 9.
Yes, Palmer has goals in him. But you see, I was telling a Chelsea fan this earlier today. Pochettino's style is what allowed Palmer to flourish. That he formed a system around Cole Palmer. Enzo Maresca is a system guy. He's not
Everybody has to fit into the system.
Palmer will have to fit into the system, not Enzo Maresca building the system around Palmer. Palmer is good, but Palmer may not give you the numbers that he gave last season.
I personally will be surprised if he hits those numbers.
Those were
crazy.
I don't think he will hit.
Look,
those
if he
heights.
does it again this season,
then
he's completely world class.
He's world class. As for that one, yeah, I'll sign it off. But I doubt. Nkunku himself is not reliable in terms of injuries. Pedro, you see, there are so many issues with this Chelsea team and the profiling and the injury history of some of the key players that they've gone out to go and get. So for me, I have huge doubts about their credentials this season.
But can they trouble City at least in match day 1?
They can. They should be able to because City themselves are not set yet.
Yeah, they are not ready.
That game against Man United, the Community Shield game showed look, City are porous. They can concede chances. Like, they are there for the taking, especially Rodri won't start. I don't think Rodri will start.
I don't think so.
If Kovacic is starting with those, one of Markety or the other, O'Reilly,
I won't be surprised if Rodri starts though.
I doubt.
I won't be surprised if Rodri.
I
Rodri
doubt.
walks straight. I won't be surprised if Rodri and Foden are starting now that Oscar Bob is injured. I won't be
No,
surprised
but
if
Oscar Bob's
plays
direct
on the wing.
replacement will be Savio. Who,
That's what I'm saying. I won't be surprised if Foden starts and Savio comes off the bench. Or
maybe,
Doku
but-
and Grealish could start.
But whatever the case is, I think this Manchester City team has not kicked into gear yet.
Yeah.
Last season, Pochettino showed everybody that Chelsea is able to match up to them. And I agree with Coach. If they're able to match up that exact game plan that they used against Man City last season, obviously, it will be very difficult for them to do it without Gallagher because of his the whole issue around him.
Right.
But in reality, they should be able to, but I don't think Chelsea would win. Now, let me tell you the serious
The Conor Gallagher story.
Yeah. So it's a very sad matter. So I'm very close to Kylian Mbappe and
Kylian Jude.
So on Friday was when the news came that Gallagher was going to Spain. Now, even before Friday, in fact, when you guys came to shoot the podcast, I was told that Gallagher's girlfriend had taken the lead to Spain, Madrid, because contract talks, everything was done. Now, she had teamed up with her very good friend, Jude Bellingham's girlfriend, to go and look for apartments where they will stay. So they found a very nice apartment in Madrid. It's very close to where Bellingham lives in Madrid. Now, on Friday, so that was Thursday that they found the apartment. On Friday, she went furniture shopping with Bellingham's girlfriend. So they were buying those, cushions, like furniture, trying to fill the settings. That's when Gallagher arrived in town. So Friday night, they slept in hotel. Saturday night, they slept in hotel. Because Friday, Saturday, Bellingus and Gallagher, my baby girls, they were going shopping. Now Sunday, Chelsea called Gallagher that contract, no,
it's not happening.
It's not happening. So get on a plane and come back. But the problem is, Saturday night, Gallagher's girl with Bellingham's girl, this one, Memphis Depay. He has some spot before the Madrid there.
Yeah.
The party, wow. They went for some get together. When Bellingus woman go introduce Gallagher and girl to like more
New babies down.
new babies. So you see, like women generally struggle to like make guys make friends with each other. Women struggle. So now the girl is like growing her bond. It's going to be difficult for her moving away from England to Spain. Already the language barrier and
Some
things.
way.
So she go the party where she come like familiarize with more killers than things. Then on Sunday, Gallagher tell her and say the thing no go happen.
We are going back.
Meanwhile, then the Spain catch in eye already. So Gallagher thinks say be straightforward thing. Monday, we all they go. Monday morning, when Chelsea send the plane, no, Gallagher they search in girlfriend. The girlfriend says she no go come back. Gallagher beg. He go link Bellingham safe. Make Bellingus. So as Bellingham them
The left go boss.
the left go was or no. Bellingham they text the begging girlfriend say Charlie
They
talk
beg
to
for
the
go
girl.
London.
Make she, the girl says she no go.
No go London. Madrid they be.
So she did Madrid. And Gallagher has come back to London. So the guy left with the love of his life to Madrid.
He
2
came
days
back
later,
alone.
he has come back alone. Without a club, without a girlfriend. Right now, the dangerous thing is that the Super Cup, Wednesday night,
Yeah.
after Madrid won in Warsaw, there was a party in Madrid to celebrate. Bellingham and girlfriend no day. So she tell Gallagher and girlfriend, say, oh, you
So
if I
she
come
go
out,
rep, yeah.
if I come out, Friday we go jam. Gallagher and girlfriend go town. She go town, where killers, the Madrid killers too. I mean, you know them.
Oh, yeah.
The Spanish boys.
Sexy
they are more
Spanish too.
corazon.
Mamacita.
Mamacita. Somebody go corner for there.
Easy.
So we didn't know where for the group inside. Somebody dropped picture for the group inside.
The Spanish boy.
The Spanish,
Galino and girl.
Galino and girl.
God damn it.
Where the guy they chat Galino and girl. And now Gallagher make bassa.
The person catch up.
The person catch on bassa. So this, you know how I hear the story.
I mean, you did the WhatsApp group top.
Me, I did the WhatsApp group
Yeah.
talk, but they are not they follow like that. Because me, I get my own issues. Where Cole Palmer and girl no can't link my wife.
Easy.
When she tell my wife say
We go sort the issue.
something they go on for Gallagher in this thing like in love life inside. So my wife can't bear me the whole story before I link Bellingus. What did I say? But you know this thing when you know
You
tell
don't
me.
tell
When Bellingus tell me say, oh, I been then they prepare for the Super Cup.
Yeah.
So he the Mbappe them, so they make
make
busy.
busy.
So like he want make everything settled. So Friday night, so I'll go back where the thing they stream the party for this thing. Oga, the girl Gallagher and girl, she did like this.
No, Madu Debi.
Right now,
Madu Debi.
She don't go back
She don't
again.
go London.
because of Boli, Gallagher no get him.
You don't get
Sansu no get
the woman.
girlfriend. When them Gallagher, he buy a ring already. He they go popo.
Charlie.
Oh, well, I mean, say the guy go Saka. Why? She they do what? Then she
do like
She the party.
when the guy there,
The guy.
the guy Puma.
Oh, guys. Oh, my God. All right. Guys, okay. So this one, no analysis. Just quick scoreline predictions so that people can go on to Betway. Use Mallam Go as the short code and then bet. So, Newcastle United against Southampton at the St. James's Park. Actually.
Newcastle straight.
Newcastle coach.
Newcastle over 2.5.
Fantastic. There's Everton as well against Brighton at the Goodison.
Both teams to score.
Both teams to score, coach.
Both to score.
Both to score, actually.
Everton to win.
Okay.
Everton win.
Everton to beat Brighton.
Yeah.
All right. Forest to play against Bournemouth.
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah, at home against
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Forest. Bournemouth, they've sold their striker. They bought a Brazilian striker today. But
Big opportunity for Semenyo as well to step up. You see.
Yeah.
Actually, who wins?
Free hits for Forest.
Free hit for Forest.
Charlie, over 0.5.
Under 3.5. And okay, this one is a huge one. At the London Stadium. Mohamed Kudus's West Ham play against United Emirates Aston Villa.
Aston Villa straight win.
Aston Villa will beat them.
Have you seen West Ham's preseason?
Yeah, some way.
So seriously, some way.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
seriously, some way.
Aston Villa,
Yeah, Aston Villa.
coach.
West Ham.
I think West Ham will win. I don't know. I think so.
West Ham.
I think the opening day, London Stadium, West Ham fans are very loud. They
Who
can
strike?
The Dortmund player.
You see him for this.
You don't train more. You don't play them at this thing.
No play be Antonio.
Mikel Antonio. But he Premier League quality. Brentford, Crystal Palace. Jordan, I use Palace.
Kamada.
Jordan.
Charlie, the team set.
Jordan.
Jordan. See the team
Jordan.
set. See.
Jordan.
See. 30 seconds on Palace. When Olise left, we the Eagles fans, we thought we were in trouble.
Yeah.
But the transfer business has been so seamless. Ratsaki then promote him from this thing.
Yeah.
Junior he can right now he play.
Split.
Jordan did the attack. Edward did bank for preseason. Jordan did bank for. Mateta went to Olympics. We are not even afraid.
Yeah.
Kamada can play central midfield.
Yeah.
Kamada
Can
to play the number 10
the
behind
double 10,
the.
yeah.
Ismail Assar too has come. He said, train plenty, so he would sit down. But Brentford are in trouble. Crystal Palace straight win.
And I also like the fact that they've been able to keep hold of Maguire at least till
Yeah,
now.
till now.
Yeah. But who's going to win that one for you?
Obviously,
Brentford?
Palace win.
Crystal Palace. Jordan to score. Jordan.
Quick, Jordan.
I think it's going to be one of the best games this weekend.
Yeah.
Because Brentford
To be
plays some
open.
fascinating football as well under Thomas Frank. Okay, so then Spurs will be away to Leicester City at the King Power.
Over 2.5.
Spurs to win over 2.5.
Spurs will win.
Spurs will win.
Yeah.
All right, I also think Spurs will win. Okay, so those are some of the tips that we are giving you for.
You guys, Brighton's preseason has really been impressive.
Yeah, that's why people are talking say
Brighton
they
they
win
play.
back as I know.
It's good as him.
Good is no, it be Everton know that.
Everton.
Who have they bought? They don't buy anybody.
But they got a good
Brighton
coach.
to win. I
But
changed
that's
my
the
mind.
thing. Everton,
Everton have got a very good coach.
Everton don't
I
play.
see, I'm not
Dykes.
sure about the Brighton coach.
Yeah,
He's a new
Dykes.
German. He's a young gun. He's a
But they
33,
play,
34.
But they play well. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for being part of the podcast. Please keep dropping your comments. Remember that check the link. It's there. The Fantasy Premier League code
Quick.
is there. Join our Fantasy Premier League and let's have all the fun. Also, don't forget that head over to Betway
Mhm.
and use the promo code
Mallam
Mallam Go. It's free bet when you use that promo code, and then keep subscribing to the platform, keep liking the videos, put on the notification bell so that once we drop the pod, you are first to listen. You can listen to us on Spotify, on
Quick.
Apple Podcasts, and of course, watch us on YouTube. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you. As you know, he's in Paris. He's enjoying. No, now he's not
in
moved from
Italy.
Paris. He's gone
in
to
Rome.
Rome.
It's gallivanting.
In the bosom of the wife and the baby, having a lovely time. So yeah, that is it from us. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank
Pray
you
for
very much, Danny.
Gallagher.
We pray for Gallagher. Oh,
Yeah.
remember him in our prayers. It's in a difficult place.
Very
Very difficult position now. Thank you, Achu.
These are simple decisions. You don't love with your heart. The lady is misbehaving. Use your brain. Sack her and move on. Quick.
Oh, the brain that you use the brain to sack her, but you remember all the
There's
moments you
nothing
had.
to remember. Put your brains to work. Sack her quick.
Two idiots.
You are going
Two
to idiot.
idiots.
I'm sitting here. I'm telling you what to do. You are saying you are going to.
I know
You
why
don't
they're
know why we
laughing.
are laughing.
I know why. That's why I'm saying
Why are
two
you laughing?
idiots.
Why are you laughing?
Two idiots.
Why are you laughing?
Your
The
discussion
podcast
is
people.
not remotely close to what he's saying.
It is.
It's directly related to
It's about me.
No,
I'm
no,
the-
no, no,
Look
no,
at
no.
them.
You check like Ten Hag, you be insecure. You didn't Ten Hag.
No, you're out of the
We didn't
conversation.
talk about. You didn't talk about.
Uh-huh.
Luke. Right, okay, we'll continue the conversation. Let's end the podcast.
Okay.
It's bye for now. Bye-bye.